Great! You made it! As always, I'm excited to have you. Nervous about what you're going to say, but I'm here for it. See, because Question Time was founded on a longing for us to talk to one another through open dialogue, active listening, and the sharing of opinions and facts. See, we strive to move past the texting and get back to the good old days. You know, the days where audible words were used to convey a message and talk to people. I know, it's scary, but we can do it together. Now, there are a few things that are required before we start. One, we will be respectful, considerate, and courteous. We will also know that feelings might get hurt because not everybody agrees with everybody. But when all is said and done, we will leave not in hate, but in love and understanding. Number two, you can join the live by clicking the link pinned. Note that you do need to share the join, unless it's one of those pop on, pop off type of shows. However, if you plan to be on the panel for a prolonged period of time, and you know what I mean, be kind and share the show to your page. See, this shows us that you want your people to chime in, that you support our growth, and that you are encouraging us to press on to being a brilliantly successful show. Now, if you can't do that for Question Time's expansion, we get it, we understand. But you also have to understand that you can comment in the comment section. Cry about it to your mom. Okay? Now, let's get started. Raw News No Fluff presents to you Question Time with me, your host, Brandy Grant. I'll be back in 1 minute. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, it's Wednesday, May 29th, and it is Wednesday, May 29th. It's crazy how 6 o'clock quickly becomes 8 o'clock. It's baffling. But hey, such is life, it is what it is. We here now. We ready. We're gonna do what we do. Okay? So today we're talking about friends and family. So topics today will be based on we're based on friends and family conversation. Our main topic is stepdads, but we'll also be talking about um, like what do you need to marry someone. So I guess we're sort of getting into the relationship topics, but it's namely about stepdads, things you need in order to marry a person, whatever the case may be. Okay. So I would love for you to like, subscribe, and share to the podcast. That would be great. To the YouTube, which is right there for you to copy and paste, I reckon. Maybe I will also, just put in at Raw News on Fluff when you go to YouTube. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And so, yes, if you would like, subscribe, and share, I would greatly appreciate it. That would be awesome. 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 I was about to say awesome. Awesome, but I'm not. Okay, before I forget. There we go. Okay. So again, we're talking stepdad, stepmom, those limits, the restrictions thereof, parental involvement, like how much your parents should be involved in your life. Y'all see, I just got real passionate about that because I just realized I just remember what that conversation is geared toward. How much should your parents be involved in your life? I do hope Ashley is on here because she on today because she has some great information about that and has dealt with, I guess, quote unquote, dealt with that kind of situation, that kind of dealing with. So, and then the last thing is again, one thing you need to marry someone. Like, what is that one thing that if it ain't right, it ain't, get it right, get it right, get it tight type of situation. Um, Give me 2 seconds. Let's see if this shows up. We really wanted to change the dynamic of question time because I felt like it was getting, like, we just didn't stay on topic. Like the topic, the question would be, is the sky blue? When we were talking about the grass, we're talking about reindeer, we're talking about, I don't know, cameras, whatever. We're talking about everything but the sky. So doing these topic, the broader topics like family, friends, we have sex relationships, pop culture, race relations, which I, that one gets kind of heated, politics, all that jazz. I think that we can stay within topic, but transfer from topic to topic. So if you have a question or a concern or a topic that you want us to discuss, then please, by all means, inbox me anytime and we will talk about it. To join the conversation, I did not, I thought I did, but I guess I did not place that in the comment section. It is pinned. It'll be pinned in 2.5 seconds. Once that post, there's one. Um, oh, I know what I did here. Okay, I did something incorrectly. Sorry. And there is the other. Okay, so question time. You have it. Um, my page has it, and it's also at the top of the question time. So if you would like to join the live, go ahead and click the link. Join me. Let's have a conversation. Let's get it in. Yeah, share. And it's also on our YouTube. I really ask that you follow, subscribe, and like the YouTube. Um, it's Ronnie with Fluff. I'll show it again we'll have it show me again real quick so you know where you're going. All right, here. So welcome to question time. It is Wednesday, and May 29th. And the time now is about 8:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because we're on the East Coast, baby. And we're talking friends and family. So I'm going to start with, I really would like for Ashley to be on, but that's okay. I'm going to start with why this stepdad. Honestly, I don't actually remember why the stepdad stepmom conversation came up. I was talking to um, Jay, who's on here pretty often, and this is his topic. So let me see why he is not on here. Oh, well, that doesn't help. So I wonder if we were in the car and talking, or he was in the car, and I remember exactly what came up. We were talking about the limits of step parents and how involved they get to be in the child, and also marrying someone or dating someone with kids, and how difficult that can be. So, and I kind of have some experience with dating men with kids. Like I said in many a shows, I'm not the one that options to date someone with children because my thing is I don't have children, so you don't have to do a baby daddy drama. I don't want to do a baby mama drama, and it seems like except for with one dude, there was a baby mama drama, but he was selfish, and not to he thought great. He was great with his daughter. She was like literally number one, two, and three in his life. And I'm like, I can't because I just can't. Like, it's great that you're good to your daughter. It's great that you have a great relationship, whatever the case may be. But you're gonna put me at 4, 5, or 6. No, sir. No, sir. No, sorry, Bob. That ain't gonna happen. So we were talking about that, and I was a little. I was a little perturbed about the whole him being so focused on his daughter. And that further told me that maybe, just maybe, did I do that wrong? Ah, maybe, just maybe, I'm not equipped for, not equipped for dating someone with children. And then now, and plus again, he would say he was going to do something and he wouldn't do it. He wasn't. I like for you to be a man of your word. If you're going to say you're going to do something, or a person of your word, not even just a man, a human of your word. If you're going to say you're going to do something, then just do it, right? So I was not. He and I were not going to work out. I believe he's in a relationship now, which is wonderful because I ain't got to worry about him. Nor do I have to worry about me occupying my time with him because I have nothing else to do. We're honest with that. We're honest about that life. Um, so yeah. Now, being thank you for the light. Now, being a stepmom is something that's kind of, being a stepmom, that's concerning for me. Is that weird? Is that weird that it's concerning for me? It's concerning for me because I I have certain expectations in how children should act. I'm probably going to have to repeat all this once Jay comes on, but I have certain expectations on how children should act. Like, I didn't get to rear these children on how they should behave. That was their mother's doing and their father's doing. And I'm I'm like, do I want to deal with this child in the way that these parents are dealing with the child? Do I want to? It's tough. It's really tough to think about being somebody's stepmom again because I don't have control over who they are. And you come around me with a bull, I don't think that I can be the one that's like, you tell me to shut up, it's gonna be a problem. You come at me sideways, it's gonna be a problem because if I'm your stepmom, I want you to keep my child. And if you're 18 or whatever, I'm gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fight your mama, and it's just gonna be a whole thing. And then your daddy gonna be mad at all three of us. He gonna stick with me because he with me. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got time to be you know, mm, being somebody's stepmom. But I also say this: I am warming up to the idea of it. But it would really take it would really take a thing. You know what I'm saying? For me to for me to be somebody's be somebody's stepmom. Unfortunately. So now, speaking of the limitations and the limitations of being a stepdad and a stepmom, I think that okay, there's one school of thought that's like you should, as a step parent, if they're in your house, or mainly the stepdad, if they're in your house, you should be able to treat them as their dad. So spank them, whatever the case may be. I can't think of anything because I don't agree with it. So let's say spank them, um, ground them, time out them, whatever all the things that parents do nowadays. But I don't agree with that. I don't think you should be able to. You're not. I don't think you can reprimand. You cannot lay your hand. You can reprimand. You can't lay hand. Okay, there you go. Take that rhyme with you. You can reprimand. You can't lay hand because if if you hit them too hard, or if you like do something that that's a problem, then I not only will I have to fight you, but their daddy gonna have to fight you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want their daddy to fight you. I don't know whoever wins. It doesn't matter. I just don't want their daddy to fight you. I want there to be a fight because you put hands on their child, right? Now the limits when it comes to a stepmom, I kind of feel like the stepmom can lay hands, can whip the child because because I don't know. I guess she has to establish some authority, some power in the family. I don't know. I'm not a spanker, so I don't really have a real boop on that because I don't think spanking is necessary. I think you could talk to a kid and they realize life is real. Um, okay. Oh, so I guess you're ready. Your camera keeps moving, so it's like I'll bring you in since you talking trash.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you know you're not live in Question Time Live? You're only live on your page. It's shared in Question Time Live, but I don't have notifications from your page, so the people that follow Question Time Live didn't get the normal notification that Question Time Live is live. I just want to help.
Okay. Well. Okay. That's good to know.
But I'm here.
I'll figure out how to work that out later. How did this conversation come up? Oh, hi.
Hey, what up? What's happening, real?
Dang, man. What's up, homie?
Man, I seen you out there with your shorts on, man. I said, look at my dog. You know what I'm saying? He out there. You know what it was? It was the
pose. They couldn't handle the pose.
I thought it was the socks.
One of the haters is on this broadcast with us. I won't say her name, but one of the haters is definitely here tonight.
Yeah. No, hey, Brandy. So you saying that you don't believe that step parents can reprimand, but they cannot.
You can reprimand, don't lay hand.
That's tough.
So you can time out them. You're not gonna have the TV for a month, but I don't think you can.
So
yet.
I just want to say this. Well, Uncle David, can you mute that TV for a minute? My auntie wants to weigh in on if step parents can tear that butt up. And this is straight from a Glover girl.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Aunt Perlman.
No, if you're feeding, taking care, and you're providing, you're stepping up to be the parent, because the parent is not doing, then you should have a right to chastise. I won't say beat. I'm not a big proponent of spanking.
Anymore.
Because, no, some children don't need to be spanked. They just
Agreed.
need to talk to them. Not all children need to be spanked. Start taking away some privileges. Start taking away phones, TVs, and all this other stuff, going to be with your friends. You have to parent. Children need discipline. They need stability, and they need a lot of love, and they definitely need somebody praying over them and teaching them the way to go.
Right, I agree. I
I
don't
want to
think
say this
you can reprimand, don't lay hand. That's my thing.
I want to say this for the record. Brandy and my family are a lot alike in the sense that they come from a long family. My Pearlmate did not have any children. Brandy doesn't have any yet. I think that's why y'all don't believe in spanking 100%. If you all had your own to spank, you would be spanking them and you would be spanking other people's.
I don't think so.
No, I spanked
I don't-
Jaden once. I hit him once on the butt with my hand, and I felt like this was a waste of time. This was not. This was pointless.
Right.
Well, I do feel like. Let me ask a question. So you trying to tell me if you had a son, right? And I get to the crib. Let's say your husband get to the crib, and your son beating on you. I'm supposed to say, what you want me to do is when I come in, reprimand, not lay hands. So I'm supposed to tell this young man who you can't control, hey man, go sit in the corner.
Wait, hold on.
That's different. That's different.
No.
Wait. Hey, Leroy, ask him that. Ask my uncle who married my auntie if she had a son that was beating her, what he would do.
Yeah, what would you do?
Give him the South Carolina answer.
Hey, I'm gonna cut that in. I don't play. You hitting the woman, that's wrong. And you gonna go, if you do at home, you gonna go hit somebody's daughter and somebody gonna kill you.
Come on.
Right, but that's different. I'm not. If he beating on me, then that's assault. That's not him misbehaving.
Right. The answer can't be reprimand, don't lay hands. It has to be there's a time and place. The point of me saying that is it's a time and place for everything, right? There has to be some level of balance and discipline towards, as you know, your auntie said, right? Some people respond better to conversation, but I know people that respond better to aggression. Right, and it's bad as that is, right? Because you when I can even take that to a spiritual level, right? Like some people do really respond to the grace of God, to the loving kindness and understanding. But when that chastisement comes and God lay that, some people respond a lot better to that part of God than the other part. But there's a balance between both of them. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a time and place for everything.
Leroy, the
Yes,
problem with
I'm doing
situation though, you've got some issues going on already before you get there. Because if you have a mother who has allowed a young man, young woman to swing on her, it didn't just start swinging.
No. So I agree with that, but I also believe that there's a level of microaggression that builds up. So what I'm saying is, the first time that I believe a kid would get the courage to swing up, that's because he's tested the limit so much that he knows, hey, I'm here. So I agree with you that, you know what I'm saying, like it started previously before then, but I you know what I believe is that type of microaggression builds up and then it comes to that. So it starts from go sit in the corner, Johnny. Just go sit in the corner, right? You take the phone away because some kids they don't. So I know some kids they don't care about the phone. Take my phone away because they just soldiers like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna punish them into not doing what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't matter to them. So that's what I'm saying. It's just certain things that matter. You know, you gotta have a balance. I agree with what you're saying, ma'am. Though it doesn't just start in the actual beginning.
Right, but I think bad behavior and beating on a parent, those are two separate things.
Oh, so you're saying beat? So you saying I see what you're saying. You saying you would categorize beating on a parent? That's not bad behavior. That's actually what type of behavior? If it's not bad behavior,
you know what I mean. Okay,
no,
I'll clarify then. Bad behavior or things that warrant a parent's discipline are not the same as assault on a human being. It's bad behavior, but what I'm talking about in a child's aspect, if a child is beating on a parent, of course someone should step in. But if a child throws a glass, you gonna punch him in his throat for that? You gonna throw him to the side for that?
Or if it depends on who he throwing the glass at.
See, you're saying he's throwing it at somebody now. I'm just saying he's throwing a glass.
This what I'm trying to
Throwing
tell
the glass at someone is assault.
No. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Brandon. I'm saying you made a blanket statement. The statement was, reprimand, don't lay hands. So if I'm coming into a relationship with you and we haven't laid out the foundational part of what does this mean, what does that mean, and you just making a blanket statement, I wouldn't know that when I get into that situation. Let me not say I wouldn't know, because my natural reaction would be
right. Common sense will tell you that you
snatch them up. But what I'm saying, based off of if I've been conditioned to not do nothing because it's going to interfere with you, you know what I'm saying? I come in that thing and just be like, hey, your mama I can't really do what I want to, but let me just grab you up off her and tell you to go in your room. When that type of behavior deserves, to me, let me not say deserves, could receive something a lot more greater than just picking up, let me put you in the corner.
Right. That's when protection comes in. You have to protect yourself. I'm not saying don't protect yourself. That's just like, if a child is, again, if a child is throwing a tantrum, or if a child does something like doesn't wash the dishes, what I'm trying to think of all the many things I got to work for. Act up in school. If a child acts up in school, then no, don't hit my child. Don't. I got that.
No, I'm with
but
you.
If he's threatening the teacher with a gun, or he's fighting the teacher, then yeah, you got to protect yourself.
Well, I'm saying if he's threatening the teacher when he comes home, is it just, hey, go to your room, let me take your phone away? If he or is it, hey man, I gotta tap that real quick, G. I gotta, so
I'll say leave that to me.
So you might as well just discipline them in. You might as well just take full control of having discipline over them.
Well, if that's what he wants to do, then that's fine. I'll just take full discipline responsibility.
Yeah.
I feel like if you can't use common sense on knowing when you should, when it is a decent time or a right time for you to spank or beat or whoop or whatever phrase you want to use a child or somebody, then I can't help you.
Well, hold on, Brandon.
You're trying to make a point out of.
I think that's subjective.
I feel like you're trying to make a point out of. If had you not said that, then I could have helped you. And now you're oh well.
No, that I don't think that would necessarily be a point. What I'm trying to say is when you position it in that way without laying down certain fundamental foundational beliefs, you know what I'm saying? Those times where there is aggression, a person wouldn't know how to respond. That's all I'm saying. But I also think that when you say, if you don't have common sense to know when to and when not to do, I think that's subjective, right? I think that's subjective to, your viewpoint of what you may feel like might be necessary. And just because two people don't agree on that don't mean the other person lack common sense, right? That means culturally or what they may deem is more, may need more a different punishment than how you see it. That don't mean they lack common sense. That just mean that's just their way of kind of doing it. Now, if a person putting an extension cord around a joker neck, hanging them, then of course that's not common. You know what I'm saying? You know better than that. But I'm saying minus the extremes, right?
Right. And I think beating on a parent is an extreme.
No, I'm saying minus the extreme. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you this. I know a couple women who had men in their lives, and they the jit had got in their mama face, got aggressive, right? The daddies yoked them up, right? Mama got mad, said, "Why you grabbed them like that? Why you did that?" Mm-hmm. Right? Nah, me and you saying what? That type of stuff deserves that level of, you know what I'm saying? But the women in that who went through it, that's not how they saw it. They saw it as, man, now you put in too much. So that's what I'm saying. It's subjective to, to the individual. But also what I'm saying is women do think like that, hey, don't touch him at all. I really believe I'm all in. I'm standing on it, right? Reprimand, no hands, no matter the situation.
But that's also I mean, men think that some women shouldn't whoop their children either.
This is the problem that I'm having. Maybe I was beaten more than I should have been as a child. Is the extremity of assaulting a parent? Is that the oh, this child needs hands put on them? There are a lot of things you need a spanking with before you get to the place of hitting your parent. There are a lot. I never forget. I had an aunt that popped me in the mouth because she told me to stop talking, and I kept talking. There's a lot of stuff that before you get to hitting a child. I don't believe that a step parent, and when we're talking about a step parent, I'm assuming we mean someone who's married to the mom, married to the dad. Any parent that's married to someone and they're raising children that are spanking appropriate, whatever that age is in your house, 15 and under, 17 and under, 16 and under. If you're married to somebody, I believe they have a full right to spank their children just like they would spank their own, or just like you would spank your own. Without your permission, I ain't got to wait on you to get home or none of that. Because where I'm from, when I spend money on groceries, it's not step money. When you get in my car and I take you to school, it's not a step car.
But all of that being said, should be some talking.
Pretty much, you got to wait on me to. I'm about to get a whooping now.
Right.
I'm about to get a whooping right now.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Right now, but in our family, we didn't do it. And where this conversation sort of kind of came from, Brandy, if I can tell a little bit of our story without talking.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out where it came from.
We were talking about step-parent dynamics, and I was explaining that my father raised my brother as his own, and we did not know we had different dads until my mom died when I was 8. It took 2 years after my mom's death look at this. Well, that was cool. It took 2 years after my mom's death for us to know that we had different parents. And the only reason we found out then was because my dad's living girlfriend spanked my brother after me and him were fighting each other and running behind each other with a knife. And my dad was at work. My brother called my.
And they came and got Blackshear, but did not get Willie because he told the story before.
So what happened?
So his aunts, I believe it was his aunts that came and got him, but they didn't get Willie because Willie didn't belong to them. And they got on her for spanking them. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when my dad got off of work, he pulled up to my grandma's house to pick me and my brother up. And I remember my grandma looking at my dad and saying, my brother's 2 years older than me, saying, you know, you can take Gerard because he's yours, but you know Willie's not yours. Blew my mind. Had never heard that before. And my dad on the way home, I remember him saying to me, Teresa is here paying bills. She takes care of y'all, takes y'all to the movie on the weekends, and she spanked y'all just like I would have, or like your grandma and your auntie would have. He didn't see anything wrong with it. And I'm going to tell you, I don't see anything wrong with it either. As a 37-year-old, I look back at that. I think my grandma, and it's hard to say this, but my grandma, she was a great lady. I think she missed it. I think her emotions for her dead daughter's son overpowered reason. Kids are running behind each other with a knife. Somebody need their tail tore up.
Right, and your daddy can do that. But I also think she spanked you because she was scared.
So you think she was wrong?
I don't think she's talking about the grandmother being wrong.
I think
about the girlfriend.
You think the grandfather?
I don't think the girlfriend should have. No, I don't think so. But also, this is also coming from someone that doesn't believe in spanking. I don't think spanking is necessary. So you're saying they gonna spank your children just like you would spank them. I wouldn't spank them.
You don't believe in spanking at all?
Nah.
Oh wow, that's a different.
I've never. But what if I told my nieces to do something, they do it? I don't have. I've never had to.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's different coming from someone who already has structure. So I feel like it's hard to make that type of judgment when we talking about Swella kids, Ashley kids, because they come from the same. Y'all come from the same pedigree, right? Like. They already disciplined. They mama already kind of teach them, not to push it too far. I'm not saying that they're not going to push it. I'm saying they're going to push it to a certain limit, but they not you ain't. It's not like going off of over there in Richmond Heights and dealing with them kids and being like, hey,
My auntie lives in Richmond Heights. I just want to say,
no, I'm just saying it's a
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Blackshear, I guess, can attest to this. My nieces don't treat me the same as they treat their moms.
but
When I well, they when I tell them to do something, it's not like I get very little pushback. But I'm gonna also add this: some of my sisters can spank my kids, and Leroy can spank my kids, but I don't think other people. I don't see my mom, my dad could, but I don't see other people. Me allowing other people to do that.
I wouldn't do it if you didn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it.
Why not?
Told me as
Not
your
Why
husband,
not?
If you told me as your husband that your first cousin can spank your children, but I
Their
couldn't.
uncle, basically their uncle.
If you told me as your husband that their uncle could spank your children, but I'm your husband, I couldn't, we would divorce.
Bye.
That's it. That because if you believe I'm your husband and I won't take the care,
You make it sound like you've been my husband since my kids were born. Leroy has known my kids since they were born. Leroy knows my children. My children know Leroy.
I want to say this for the record.
So
if I was with you,
bye. I love you.
If I was with you and you told me you couldn't spank my children,
I'm gonna tell you, we working on it, Brandy. We gonna work. We're gonna work on Brandy. It's it. I told her she just got it. She almost done.
Brandon done throw the whole
marriage. Hey, listen.
She done throw the whole marriage. I don't need you anyway.
Hey, you know, through the whole.
If your desire is so strongly to spank my children,
no, Brandy, it's not.
There's a problem right there. If you jealous with my cousin or my
Brandy,
spank my children and you can't, sir, you have the problem, not me.
Brandy, don't do that.
Brandy. Now I was with you, cuz, until you said that part. Now,
yeah, it's not about a desire to spank.
Yes, it's definitely not about the desire to spank. It's not that is not the issue right there. Yeah. And you know it too.
I don't get off. Right, Brandon. Now I got to change the name of my church and move location.
Yeah. She done twisted the narrative.
Right. This old sicko pastor wants to go around.
Yeah, what's about you? You got that strong of a desire to whoop my kid?
And see the word desire.
She gassed like
I mean, why you jealous that my cousin can spank them? And first of all, if I raise my kids right, it ain't gonna be ain't no need for spanking, no way.
Brandy, you say
like
that?
I said, I've never had to spank any of them. I popped Jaden one time, and that was like, this was why.
It's different when I'm telling you, it's different. Everybody told me this. It's different when it's your kid.
I felt like Jaden was mine.
And Brandy knows that she also has a mom who did not have to spank, but her mom has a voice and a tone that gets results.
Nah, she had to spank me a couple times.
Yeah, but I
only
think
a couple though. You know,
I think the reason your nieces, I can't talk about Sage and Jaden because I was there when. But the interactions with Ashley's children, you don't play with them at all, though.
Not one bit.
What do you mean I don't play with them? I don't play with, have fun with them?
No, you have fun with them. But when it comes to, like, you don't break in discipline time. Like, when it's something you see that you're correcting, your nose flares up, you go to another place, them kids ain't going to try you.
Yeah.
Never. But
your whole demeanor change. Yeah, your whole demeanor change.
But this is why I'm gonna call Brandy Card at our church. Last Sunday we had 27 young people in church. It's an inside joke at the church. Not even the church kids play with Brandy. Brandy don't even play with the church kids, and she ain't had to spank none of them. But for her to assume that just because she's like that with with these children, that her own children wouldn't need spanking, man, look, I don't play with people's children. I got 25 God kids. Justin had to get beat though. Thank God for me. I had to beat that boy. And if me and you was dating, you probably would have had to beat him. And guess what?
I wouldn't have.
If Justin needed a whooping and you waited for me to come home to say Justin did this and I think he needed to get a whooping, me and you still might be the divorce court. Because I'm going to tell you, if that joker treat you any different than he treat his mama, as good as you are to me, you make good love and good turkey wings and rice, I beat that boy half to death. He did.
Not me, Auntie Perlemain. Not me, ever.
Turkey, beans, and rice.
Right, turkey, beans, and rice. No.
Same page.
I
areas because I truly believe in discipline, but I don't believe in a whole lot of spanking because I was that child that you didn't have to spank.
I was that child you did have to spank.
I did get a few spankings, but I was
You
not.
got you got a few, but not like because Auntie, whatchamacallit, Auntie Betty Joe, you
But
just
it's how you raise your kids. You
yeah.
gotta when they come out to shoot. You can't wait until they're 5 years old.
I don't
now
like how
all
y'all
of a
make it
sudden,
seem like parents who have to spank their children it's their fault because they're raising wrong. The Bible say that you got to beat kids. The Bible say foolishness abounds in the heart of a child, and the rod of correction drives it far from them. If you beat them, they will not die, but you deliver their soul from hell. Y'all trying to blame parents. Some of these niggas.
Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that you can't whip your child. Nobody's saying that. But you fail to realize that the rod doesn't necessarily have to be a rod. It can be words.
That's a good word.
It can be action. Like what it is consistency. That rod is consistency. That's what my mom had. She had consistency. If she said it was, that's what it was.
Yeah.
If she said, "Hey, also I was unhinged and needed,"
Hello, me too. Thank God I was beat. Lonzo said I had to get whooped. I was unhinged and needed discipline and correction. He said had all capitals. I'm with you, Lonzo. Okay. They had to beat the.
And I agree. You had to whoop me something. You had to whoop me. Sometimes you did. Some of us, I was like, "Yep, you're right."
They were few and far between, correct?
No.
Brandon, stop. You ain't get whooped that much. Stop, Brandon.
Y'all tripping. I got whooping. I got more whoopings than all of my sisters.
Yeah, you don't just say.
And to say that you're right. My mom, I wasn't whooped every day.
You might have got 17 whippings. Though your whole from the whole.
My last whooping was at 17.
My whole point.
Fresh out the shower. Got it warm.
She owed you. She had the back pay. That's what it was. That was a back pay whooping.
No, that was that day whooping. I got in trouble that day.
Let's say from 8 to 18, the last 10 years of your life, what was your average monthly whooping allowance? How many whoopings do you say on average you got a month?
So my mom did this thing where every time you got whooping, she added 2. So every time you got in trouble, she would add 2 licks. I want to say she didn't count on my 7th on that last whooping. She didn't count. I think that's why she didn't whoop me anymore because But I'll say I got up to maybe 16, 18, somewhere around there.
A year?
No.
The whole time. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't get whooped every day, but whoopings were sometimes a whooping was necessary for me.
Yeah.
It was necessary. My dad, he would add up. Like he would be like, you would do something on the 3rd. You would do something on the 15th. You would do something on the 23rd. And he'd be like, I'm whooping you for the 3rd, whooping you for the 15th, and I'm whooping for the 23rd. Like he'll hold his whooping.
Hey, you know what I'm realizing right now, man? I'm realizing that Gerard, me and you got some deep issues right now. We jealous. Hey,
Leroy, they tore our up.
Yeah, hey, we jealous because she didn't get work like that. You know, I'm like, that ain't a lot.
Hey, Leroy, I don't even.
You don't know about trauma.
I got a phone call, so I don't even know what Brandy's number was. But my monthly average
was 16, 18. I think 18 at the most.
No, she probably
a month.
No,
yeah,
the whole time.
Or in the whole 10 years.
The whole time. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, that was wait. That was when my mom started counting.
I'm averaging 15 whoopings a month for the last 10 years of my adolescence. 10, man. 15, 30, 30 lashes of whooping. Matt, what? Every 2 days you was getting a whooping for something.
My mama was not trying to whoop us for no long period of time because she had 3 other people to get to, or 2 other people at least to get to. Because I actually didn't get whoopings.
I was about once or twice a week.
That was trouble though.
No, now let me tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what trouble is. Now I love my mama. I love my mama.
Testify.
I love it too.
Hey Leroy, I'm with you.
Now y'all know those little. You remember when they used to do the little promotions where the people that come out, he's selling little white chocolate candy bars. He's coming a white wrapper. They like people are doing the kids will be selling them for
$1.
Yeah, for $1, right? When they trying to
They still do that.
The fundraiser little bars. So my mama bought 4 bars, right?
America's greatest or America's best or something.
Yeah. My mama bought 4 bars, right? You know, you figure it's 3 of us, you know, my daddy and her. You know what I'm saying? So you figure the bust down gonna be they gonna split one together and we gonna get a whole one a piece.
What? You ain't living better at your house.
Nah, that wasn't the bust down. The bust down was
y'all get one split.
We split the one. They get the 3.
Right.
She get the 3. Let me not say they, because my daddy ain't really eat chocolate like that. So fast forward, of course, we gonna bust all down right there at the spot. Done. Finito. But you know, this on a weekend, so mama go to work. This is summertime. Mama go to work on a Monday. She leave the candy in there. Now she already ate some of it, but she ain't eat the whole thing. You feel what I'm saying? So Michael, what he go do? He go in the kitchen. He nibble off some of the little chocolate. You know,
a little bit.
Yeah, he ain't even eat a lot. He ain't even eat a lot. Right? Mama come home. Hey, who ate my chocolate? And we like, oh, I don't know who ate it. We don't know who ate it. Ain't nobody going to admit it. But we still thinking how she knew who ate her chocolate, right? And to find out, guess what my mama pull out? A ruler.
You measured it.
He measured the chocolate.
That's very Auntie Bunny. That is very Auntie. That is very Auntie.
Hey, Leroy.
Hey, listen. Now I'm gonna tell you how much was missing. 2.5 centimeters. Not an inch, not a half inch. 2.5 centimeters was missing. Now nobody told, but we all got a whipping. Now for 2.5 centimeters, y'all tell me what type of punishment did that deserve?
That doesn't deserve a whooping.
Okay, right. So what
to eat the chocolate does not deserve a whooping. To lie about it does.
For 2.5 centimeters?
Coming from somebody that don't whoop nobody.
Should it even be a question about the
The point of the matter is you should have got
That's not the point. The point, hey, listen, the point of the matter is this. Not only was 2.5 centimeters missing, she still had 2 whole chocolate bars in there.
Yeah, we can't.
That she told y'all not to touch.
Not counting, Leroy. Leroy, they're not counting.
You understand what I'm saying?
Leroy, they looking at the fruit. They're not dealing with the root.
Come on, dog.
The root is that you shouldn't have touched it, and you should have snitched.
Listen, so we already know. Oh Lord, we finna get it. So we go. She calls 1-on-1 in the bathroom, right? He said, "Put on some shorts." I said, "Oh."
You know what time it is,
right?
I'm thinking, all right, cool. All right, we go put on some shorts. We crying, Mama. We ain't eat it. We ain't eat it. We trying to beg. We begging. Hopefully, she ain't hear it. So we thinking it's gonna be about the belt. She say no. She say, go get the switch. He said, bring me a thick one like this. Said, oh.
And it better not break.
Lord Jesus, Leroy, I'm having flashbacks. Listen to your story.
What I'm trying to tell it is, you know what I'm saying? It's subjective to what people think deserve discipline. For 2.5 centimeters and 2 whole candy bars that she got left.
It's like Lonzo said, it's the principle. You were not supposed to eat it. You disobey the direct commands.
Well, listen. Here is the principle that my mama didn't get, which I had to later explain to her. What she was teaching us was really, when it comes to things that we purchase as a family, that she purchased, that there is no sharing. It only belongs to her. So what that trained a lot of my brothers to do as they got older, when they had stuff in the refrigerator, hey, this belonged to me, even when they did with that. But these kids, right? So it shouldn't be, hey, this only belong to me. It's, hey, this is ours, right? You understand what I'm saying? But if you want some, just ask, and because it's only what? It's only chocolate. Forget the deeper principle that you told me what it is. It's the simplicity of it's only chocolate. You got it for $1 because you was doing a fundraiser to help somebody else out, and we getting punished because you helped somebody else out.
It's bad.
No, that's not why you're getting punished. So you think your stepdad should whoop you for that? You think your stepdad should have whooped you?
No, I don't think nobody should have got a whip. I don't think. Listen, if we would have ate all the chocolate bars, I think we could have got a whipping, right? But to eat 2 centimeters, 2.5
You stuck on the 2 centimeters, but you ain't realizing you ain't stuck on the disobedience of it.
I understand the disobedience. I'm saying the principle of it being because of food.
Because you were disobedient.
No.
So she never told y'all don't touch it. She never told y'all don't touch it.
I understand the disobedient part. What I'm trying to tell you is the principle of it's because of food. It's not like, hey, you got a whipping because you stole something. Don't steal. And I went out and stole something, right? And this is something that's inside the house that clearly we got more than abundance of, right? It's not like something was gonna happen if she didn't whatchamacallit. It ain't like if she told us to wash the dishes, we didn't wash the dishes. We talking about food. We talking about something that cost us 50 cents. And that's the principle. And for me, it's the unsafeness that it created. Because it's just like, dang, you get like that over a piece of chocolate.
But Leroy, you may have to take that a bit further. How was she raised?
Oh, no. I know. So that's why I say I love my mama, because I get where that stemmed from. You know, I would, when I was young, I was mad about it. But as our relationship grew and I got to know more about who she was and, you know, and what she went through and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I became more, I acknowledged what she did, right? But I didn't blame her for it no more. I wasn't mad about it no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, shoot, I ain't know you. Now it allowed me to be more empathetic towards what she went through. And in that, you know, being more empathetic, it caused us to have a deeper bond. So I value that in all of the situation.
I went to before I came to my aunt's house tonight, I went to my God's children's house, Camille's house, and there was a loaf of bread. I was telling them mom was in the 5 kids in the house, 2 boys, 3 girls. Their mom was working from home in the room. And I said, y'all need to clean this house up. Y'all mama working. When she come out of here, get out of her room, look at the bread, tie this bread up. So one of the kids said, well, mama just brought that bread today. And I said, and y'all went in there, made sandwiches, and left the bread open. And I told them, I said, y'all don't know. Y'all should have been born in the 90s. I had a whooping over a loaf of bread. Went to Gooding supermarket, put in the back seat, and me being careless, I sat down and smushed the whole loaf.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, now that I know how cheap bread is, my auntie beat me in the parking, took a strap, not Perla May, took the strap off of a new Dooney and Burke purse and spanked me in the park because the Goodings had closed and she couldn't go in there and get bread, and I smushed the bread. Beat me so much, Leroy. A white lady rolled by and said, please, I called the police. It's just bread.
That is not whoop worthy.
You want Vera's phone number?
Oh, but 2.5 centimeters of the chocolate.
That wasn't an accident. That wasn't an accident. The sitting on the bread was an accident. That was not intentional. Like he was like, ooh, that looks soft. Let me see if it's softer than my butt. That wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't his fault. He shouldn't have gotten a spanking for that. He shouldn't have got disciplined at all for that.
I think when it comes to spankings, for me, there's 3 things that's gonna get you a spanking every single time. Because I'm not a big spanker.
I agree, Lonzo.
1, disrespecting your mother. As a man, I don't think I can let that go.
Yeah.
There's some stuff you can say to me, Dustin and Kira. There's some stuff they can say to me. Right, Lonzo, you better believe it. There's some stuff you can say to me that you can't say to your mother, because I believe a man sets the tone. So if you disrespect your mother in public, you got to get it.
Yeah.
Another thing, not getting in trouble in school. Because if you get in trouble horse playing, doing kid stuff, that's one thing. But if your teacher, the last time I spanked my son, he was a few months ago, he got a spanking, not because he was horse playing. In the part of him horse playing, he broke some pencils that belonged to the teacher. When she said to him, why did you break the pencils? He looked there and said, Miss Allen, you tripping, they're only pencils. That's why he got the whooping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
If
yeah.
he broke those pencils,
Yeah.
and I told him that, I said, son, them people ain't gonna call me and tell me you disrespect me. So disrespecting your mama's one, disrespecting the teachers too, looking me in my face and lying to me, got to have you. Those only 3 things gonna get you a whooping.
So you agree that Leroy should have got a whooping then?
But see, with
For
4
the 2.5 G for the
Stop
2.5.
it with the 2.5 centimeters.
But
You
Leroy,
saying that you look me in my face and lie to me?
so you saying Leroy should have told on his brother?
Omission is betrayal. Yeah, he ain't tell. He didn't tell the truth. He lied.
That's tough, boy.
But Ashley, and the point with that, my aunt raised me, and her thing was, don't ever start lying, because when you tell one lie,
You gotta tell 100 more.
other one, because you're gonna forget what lie you told.
Yeah, those
I'll
only.
forget about that chocolate, because I knew to keep that, because I knew what was coming with that one. But I tell you this, no, I wasn't gonna tell. I know I wasn't gonna tell on my brother, you know. But I do think that what Gerard said, you know, the teacher, the lies, and the mom, yeah, that those 3.
Those are non-negotiables. With anything else, we
And
can also talk about and work out. But
well, no, being violent. I think being violent too towards women is something is well. Having those strategic, because I knew some people that I grew up with, you know, they used to be. I mean, they'll cuss a chick out quick and fight them too. I was like, man, y'all, wow.
Yeah, see that, Leroy.
But I would, if you're gonna spank for those things, and my take, spank if they're being violent to a man. I've seen it with my biological father, how he approved, if not encouraged, 2 of his daughters to be against each other. And that goes on to make lifelong effect on each other.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen between the sisters themselves because of him and that foolishness.
Yeah. They're really close.
So overall, y'all think step parents should be able to beat these children out in these streets? And
I hate the term
I
beat.
said, nah. Huh?
I hate that you use the term beat.
Whoop, is that better?
Brandy,
Whoop came from.
You're a single mom. You and the dad aren't together. You got an 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old boy that is acting out.
I ain't gonna have that. But go ahead.
I ain't gonna have that. He's acting out. You wouldn't think of it as a relief to have a man that can come in and correct this child that's giving you a hard time?
But do you need to correct him physically?
Sometimes
I really just feel like consistent. I feel like with children, consistency is super important.
If I meet him at 9, though, Brandy, how do I gain that? If I meet him at 9, you can't bend no old tree. The only way I believe to establish that is through extreme behavior modification. And I think as a man, I think I have to spank him. I have to.
As a man, yes. What, Lonzo? I don't know what you're referring to.
Tell that 9-year-old up, you stressing my lady out, boy.
So if your daughter is stressing you out, I should beat her.
I'm gonna tell you this. I whoop my nephews.
They need whoopings. No,
I never whooped Tyler. You know, I always had conversations with my niece and nephews. So one summer, I had all my nephews, Jelani kids. I had 3 of them. But then I had the 3 bad ones. Javon, Jalen, and Javion. And boy, that Javion, oh my goodness, he was just got into some mischief. And Javon just, you know, he one of them kids that'll just try you just to try it because he think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He wanna see if you're gonna whoop him. You know what I'm saying? So they kept peeing in the bed, and I kept saying, keep peeing, I'm finna tear that rump up. Right? But I really wasn't finna tear their rump up. And I was just, you know, just kind of telling them don't pee in the bed. So they peed. I said, who peed in the bed? And they lied about it. So I grabbed the belt. I used to, you know, I tell them, so I said, I'm gonna get Mr. Big on you, right? So I go
a little water.
I go grab the Big, Mr. Big, and I hit him one time, bah, bah, and they started crying. And I never spanked them again. I started crying because I said, oh man, I got emotional. I felt bad because I was hitting him. You know what I'm saying? So I called my brother Delaney crying. I said, hey man, I just whipped your kids and I'm sorry. He said, what you crying? He's like, what you crying for? I said, oh, so I feel so bad. So now, I did. So now I said, "Oh man," Delaney said, "You can't be crying because they're gonna see it and they're gonna think you. They're gonna think you soft. You know what I'm saying? So stop crying." It was Delaney telling me, right? My brother, my oldest brother. So they do it again, but this time they playing in the house with the Nerf football and they break my window. Bam! I said, "Oh man, I gotta go get the belt." Now I'm getting the belt. I'm sweating because I'm like, man, I gotta spank him. I get him in the room. I said, look, man, I'm gonna hit the pillow and you gotta act like you crying. So that way when they come, you know. So I'm bye, he crying, he crying. But I did that consistently, but you know, for like 2 days and then they just stopped being bad. They stopped being that's strange, ain't it?
That proves my point. You ain't gotta whoop them.
No. It was the first one that got him.
Yeah.
The first one got him. Because when I left because I really felt bad because they light skinned and I left a red, it was a red mark. I left a mark. So I was like, oh man, this is abuse. Because they say if you whoop them, you know, if you don't leave a mark, it's not abuse. But if you leave a mark, they call that abuse. You know what I'm saying?
If the mark lasts more than 24 to 36 hours, it's abuse.
Oh no, it didn't last that long then.
Right.
It was gone by the end of the night.
I'm not saying again that but just keep that in your back pocket, just in case you have to brand these kids down the road.
Yeah.
My kid's gonna be like sitting on your head. You ain't gonna even know they there.
How do you think you get that from a child, Brandy?
Consistency.
If you believe,
I agree, we all respond different. That's what sometimes mama do with me.
Have 2, 3, 4 children, and all of them are gonna learn and grow the same way, and none of them are gonna try your gangster. You in for a rude awakening, sis.
You know, but you know what'll be difficult for me.
Who's having that many kids? Calm down.
You don't know how many. A lot of Lord gonna bless you.
I see 3.5 before 2030.
Well, luckily you're not a prophet, so be quiet.
So you see three people over 5'8" and a little midget. That's what you see.
This is stupid, man. What? Who is his people? Get your mans.
Listen,
you know what?
Right? Is it hard? This is what I know. I found it's gonna be hard for me. This would be difficult for me to whip a girl. I could not do it. I could not.
Why?
What?
I was hoping you weren't gonna bring that up because I don't have any history with that. Even with my goddaughters, my daughter, I can't do it. I don't think men should have to whoop girls. And I be looking at their mamas to save me because it's hard for me to see myself taking I'm tearing up even saying it, taking a strap.
Wow.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I never whooped my niece.
So you're telling me if your daughter is at school and she jump on the teacher like a wild animal, you're gonna be like, baby girl, wait for your mama to get home.
I couldn't imagine.
Interesting. He's gonna beat my son.
Did your dad ever spank you?
Who?
You.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Shaq didn't play. Uncle Shaq.
Right. What? What? Yes, sir. Like I said, he will add up. Like you get in trouble on Monday and Thursday. Next week, he gonna remind you that you got in trouble on Monday and Thursday, and that he's whooping you for Monday, Thursday, and today. Yeah, you went out there and you got your own switch, and it better not break. You went out there and got another one.
Well, I think spank. My Uncle David is getting ready to pull out. But Uncle David, how many children did your mom have, Uncle David?
9.
9 children, and
she raised 6 boys that never had to go to jail for nothing.
6, and she was extremely hard because his father was absent from the house. She didn't play with them, and how tall your mom is? 5 foot or 4'11", 4'12", maybe. But she didn't play at all. And Margaret Davis a pretty tall guy.
Yeah,
She didn't play. She didn't play at all with them. But she said she had to be like that because they had no daddy. She needed them to. She needed them to have a reverence. I almost said a fear, but a reverence for them. I think, and I hate to say it, but I think spanking's the only way you can get that. Brandon disagrees.
She never went to jail for not one
Very much.
Yeah, that's what my mama said. My mama said that the reason why she was real hard on us was because even though my daddy was there, was because she said she wanted to make sure when we got older, we wasn't going, you know, we'd be afraid we wouldn't beat on them. I was like, man.
Right. But anywho, okay, so y'all believe in beatings. Let me go on to this because y'all don't Leroy, you can beat them. But you won't need to beat my kids. You won't. All you got to do is say your mama gonna talk to you when you go home. They're gonna be like, God, dog. Cause it's gonna be a long conversation.
It might be like, that's it. Yeah, she's just gonna talk. You're right.
No, they're not. Go, you better ask somebody anyway. Okay, so since we're in the relationshipy thing, how much involvement should your parents have in your relationship?
I won't say zero like my permit just said, because I believe that parents are a healthy buffer. I think that parents could be a good outlet, but I think what's wrong nowadays, used to be time if you called your mom and talked about your husband, she would let you vent, but then she would tell you, go in there, cook that man something, yada, yada, yada. Your dad would say, well, you know, all women crazy. Go buy some flowers, this, that, and that. And if you actually did separate after 2 or 3 days or calming down, your parents would say, all right, now you got to go on back home. It's not like that anymore, though.
Right.
So if you have good parents that really want to see y'all make it, now parents pick sides, man. They fall out with your wife and hate your wife, help you talk about her, and tear your marriage up. So now it's very, it depends on who your parents are.
So what do?
That's a good point, Gerard.
I mean, it is. It does depend on who your parent is, because, like I'm sure Ashley said on there plenty of times, my mom is like, "Don't tell me what you don't want me to remember," because you may forgive him, but I may not.
That's real good.
And that's going
to tell me what you don't want me to remember. That's right. Good.
That's good.
My mom, it's my mom. And it's like, because you may forgive him, but I'm still holding that he did that. He did that to my daughter. Like some things I will not, as my dad's daughter, as my dad's favorite daughter, it's hard for me. It would be hard for me, but I will have to not tell him certain things because my dad would be ready to fight a dude. And then it's like, where do we go from here now? My dad gonna beat you up. You're not a man.
Dad.
So it's like
it's
Shaq gonna whoop everybody.
Everybody get it out. He taking numbers. You next. So, but I also feel like you can't. But I'm big on you can't tell your parents. You really can't tell your parents everything.
Yeah, I don't think you can tell them everything per se. I'm gonna be honest. With my parents, as you know, when I'm pretty open with them about my relationships, and they are very objective. You know what I'm saying? And they not, they like what you was talking about, Gerard. You know what I'm saying? They gon' okay. Yeah, I hear that. They're gonna try to find a silver lining and then give me the best advice based off what I'm sharing with them. And accountability comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and daddy had to tighten me up on my attitude plenty of times on a lot of different situations. But there was other times they were just like, "Hey, man, I just don't think this is the best situation for you." You know what I'm saying? So, as long as you got good parents, yeah, I think they can be a good outlet for you, a good buffer. Yeah.
I was telling somebody. My dad has told me, like, I go to I'm very open with my parents. I think they give great advice. I think they are super impartial. Like my dad would be like, "Well, that was dumb." Be like, "What? Well, why you shouldn't have said that? I don't know how I can help you fix it, but you need to do this, that, and the third." Or he'll be like, "Yeah, he was wrong." And he'll ask, "So what did you do?" So it really depends on your parent.
Yeah.
I tell my family was the same way, Leroy. Like my aunts, they didn't allow if you came with a girl on Monday and you came with a girl on Wednesday. This auntie right here, Pearl May. Well, what happened to Brenda? You just had her around here with us. They did not. I don't know if they decided because they were all girls. My grandma had 6 girls, no boys, that they were gonna stick with women. They were not playing that. They knew that I struggled with telling the truth. Don't you let Gerard lie to you. Don't you be, I mean, my brother Willie. Don't you let Willie put his hands on you and leave you with no children. Like they said that when they met you, it ain't no woman that we ever dated or talked to that can say my family wasn't 100 with them. And it's almost like, and I've never said this in front of my aunties, it's almost like they didn't like us because they unloaded so much. They wanted you to know if you stay after the night, it's on. Don't call my phone. I'm gonna tell you X, Y, and Z about Gerard. X,
Hello,
Y, and Z
Linda
about
Daniels.
yeah. So they did that, and but I appreciate it now because I'm glad is you need somebody who can tell you don't do that girl like that.
Right.
If
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
girl the only one. Why you in the car with this girl? They ain't laughing and kikiing about it. You know, they had healthy expectations for us.
Right.
It made
Right.
us better boyfriends and better husbands.
So what's the limit? Like what is the limit of what you would not involve your parents?
And I tell my parents, yeah, I mean, ain't nothing nice. Yeah, I don't, I,
For me, I draw the line at children. I hate to see parents trying to raise like it happens a lot of time with men. Sometimes the man's mom wants to over help in raising his children, disagreeing with his wife and her tactics. Mom, auntie, you
Mhm.
let my wife raise her children. You know, having opinions and things we shouldn't do or having advice is one thing, but a lot of times with the I don't know of it with the woman's mom, but a lot of times a lot of friction between women and their mother-in-law comes in with their children. The mother-in-law feels a certain way that the wife isn't adequate with raising children. I would tell my parents, Mom, that's something we're gonna figure out. You know, of course, you can give me advice, but I wouldn't want my mom or my aunts to feel like they had an open book to offer unsolicited advice to my wife about her children.
oh, you talking about, oh, I thought you was talking about personally, like on a personal note. So you talking about, from an extension of can they be involved in the marriage totally between you and your wife?
Right.
Is that what you mean?
Right.
Oh, oh.
And then also consider this. How involved should your parents be? How involved should your parents be in your life? Like you involve your parents is one thing, but your parents involving themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if I like your mom asks you where you at, do you have to tell her?
my mom, my mom don't ask me that no more. My daddy don't either. Like, but I don't know. That's tough because my parents don't really be pulling up on me and being like trying to give me unsolicited information, advice.
About anything?
Of if they see me like, hey man, I can tell you ain't been to church. Spiritually, they'll
What
see.
is that? That's the Oliver thing. Cause God, dog, I think my mom think I'm going to hell.
Spiritually, but if I'm talking about relationships and they be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm straight. How you and so and so doing on? All right, we straight. It's da, 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 you know what I'm saying? But they not like, hey man, boy, you look stressed out, but that girl got you like da da da. And they ain't finna say all that. They finna catch a vibe and see where I'm at, and then kind of say something. But they don't really be pulling up like that. My parents don't. I have to share the information with them. But that's the relationship that we have, though. Like I call my daddy and be like, "Dog, let me tell." I talk to him just like I'm talking to you, man. This chick, she done, and he like, man, like what your dad? They all crazy.
My daddy told me and my brother, he said, boy, it ain't good to have more than one woman at a time. He said, you can't handle one woman with your stupid self. He said, he said the chance of you able to handle 2 of them. He said, a woman, it take all your focus to handle one woman. You can't handle 2 of them.
Mm.
My dad will ask me, or my mom and dad will ask me where I am, but they won't ask me who I'm with. I might, so they'll be like, like my dad asked me this morning. He was like, "Where you at?" I told him where I was. He wasn't like, "Who you with?" or "Is Bob with you?" or they don't ask those questions. I think them asking me where I am is just for their comfort and their security, since I'm not like next door to make they can't get to me as fast as they can, my sisters.
Mhm.
But they're not concerned with who I'm with per se. But I don't mind telling. I don't mind telling them. I mean, not because it's like why.
But I know some people that are not like. There's a lady in my church. I won't say her name. There's a lady in my church. She has an app, and I say all the time. She has an app where her children know her whereabouts at all times. But she's their mom, and she's single. But what's interesting to me is her 4 children. She knows their locations at all times, and
Right.
3 children are married. I can understand the single son, even though he's grown. I can understand that. But the 3 daughters with husbands, if my wife had that, take that off. I throw her Apple Watch in the garbage can.
Oh, that's not divorce
Yeah,
worthy.
you
No,
wild,
that's
bro.
divorce worthy.
You wild, dog. You
It-
wild.
it's not divorce worthy. But it's interesting to me that as grown people, Lonzo could be a comedian, man.
I think I think that's interesting that they have that too.
Yeah, it is so interesting. And you know
I
what?
can see it's valuable if somebody's out of the country, then you want to know where they are. But like, I'm up the street.
I had to question myself, like, why would I have a problem with someone knowing that? I had to question
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, because that's not an issue. I think the level of security that they have that brings. I think that's the thing that I was thinking about. Because
But
like
I'm
on
saying,
my,
why would I wonder? Why would I care that my auntie knows where I'm at 2 o'clock in the morning, unless I'm at Cleo's?
yeah. But hey, is she gonna be up checking for you at 2 o'clock? Anyways,
Oh, that's good.
I think this. I think that the group you talking about, yeah, she probably would be.
That's why does it matter? Yeah, And so for me, and maybe that is something I have to ask myself. Why would that bother me? Because obviously it doesn't bother them or their husbands. With the daughters, I would say to myself, if I was married to them, would I want their mama to know everywhere we're at when we're together? Because she
I
doesn't necessarily
would.
is. She knows where the husband is when they're together. You
I
know?
don't mind you knowing where I am. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. But to ask me who I'm with or to be concerned with who I'm with, it either implies one or two things. You don't trust me and I make bad decisions, or you just really don't trust the world.
Or you don't trust them.
or no, or just in case, because the news and all this stuff, people just up and disappearing and stuff. If somebody come back and have information, last thing I know, she was seen with Chris. Last thing I know, she told me she was with Chris. Oh, I got the Apple Watch too, lad. And I got the locator. This where they was at. This where the watch located at. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So one thing my sisters and I do, well, I think I reckon they still do it. If I'm going out with somebody I don't know, or if I'm going out with somebody I don't know for the first time, my dad's gonna get a picture of their tag, their face,
Without asking him.
yeah, their name, phone number. You get
I,
all the information. You gonna know who I'm with. I'm not giving you a picture of their driver's license unless I get it. But other than that,
I
they
start.
gonna they gonna know
I,
who I'm. They
they,
gonna know who I'm with.
I
You
sure
gonna
hope.
know who abducted me.
I
Who
hope.
tried to get all of this? You know
I
what I'm
sure hope
saying?
Washington. But in February,
Thank you, Eddie. Click the link. Join in.
yeah, in February, maybe January, February, March, maybe I was talking to a girl, and I wanted to. I mean, I sent her this itinerary. I wanted to, you know, put on my best black shit, foot forward.
Come
Hey,
on,
I'm gonna get you to Daytona. I'm gonna get one room. You get one room. We stay in separate rooms, but we gonna hang out in Daytona.
come on.
Told me I came on so strong, like I was going to murder her. Guess what I did? You ain't never got to worry.
You got to worry about that.
You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry. It was
I
crazy.
wouldn't have had to say that. I wouldn't have had to say that because they already had your information.
And you know what the crazy thing is about it as well? After that, I canceled. We didn't do the weekend. she talked about her dad and how you know, this, that, and other. And I think that was a problem for me because I get it. Having a good dad is a great thing. But I'm not coming in to compete with your dad. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
I'm not. You
Right.
judge your,
You'll never win.
you judge
Not against Frank.
you judge your daddy in a certain way, and that's your daddy. You should. But at the end of the day, if I treat you okay and it's something that you're okay with, your daddy has to be okay with that. That whole I mean,
I know a guy right now, a friend of mine, his wife, the measuring stick to who he is as a man is measured by her dad, right? Now, the crazy part about it is he's an unbeliever. Her husband is a believer, right? So clearly, how they run everything gonna be a lot different, right? The structure and everything, right? So she consistently measures him, judges him based off what her dad would do, and is messing up. It was messing up their relationship. So I agree that the standard cannot be like the father, because the dynamic is different. The love is different. You understand what I'm saying? Like the love that a mother and a father, a daughter and father has is not the same as husband and wife, right? They're not the same. So I think it is unwise to use the dad as a measuring stick. Because a lot of people be like, oh, well, my daddy did that for me. I'm gonna tell you this is what I did. I'm gonna tell you. I brought a girl some flowers.
okay.
A couple times. Bought our first bottle. What's the one that they get them in pubs? They be in the little brown pot, and then they come up and they kind of curve like that, and they almost look like lily. Orchid. Yeah, orchid. Yeah, orchid. Right. The first one I bought her because she said she liked plants. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be intentional. You feel me? So I go and buy some orchids. Drop the orchids off. Right. Come back. I was like, oh, thanks. So I see 2 days later, I bring her some roses. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, oh, you like that? She was like, oh, it's straight. My daddy used to do that for me. And I said to myself, F that in her. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm saying to myself in this situation, just because your daddy did it, that don't mean you can't appreciate when I do it. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Agreed.
And I think she watered down what I was doing because her daddy did it, instead of appreciating that, hey, I'm appreciating you as a woman, regardless of whether your daddy did it for you or not. It ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't him. I'm doing this for a whole completely total different reason. And for you to be like, it ain't nothing because my daddy did it, it's like, okay, so I guess I gotta buy you a house. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Your daddy did it.
Right, because even if your daddy did that, it's outside of, if that's the measuring stick, is all, how you gonna accept me for who I am if you want me to be like him?
And I think it's interesting for a few reasons. The man Eddie always got to show how to make somebody look bad. He in the kitchen cooking and carrying on,
being all fine and such.
I got these teenagers in here, man. I gotta feel.
What up,
all
Eddie?
right, he cooks, ladies, and he's a great dad.
He likes kids.
Right.
What's up? What's up, Leo?
What's up? What up, G? And he a real angel. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, one of the realest.
Right. Versatile.
Yeah. LA's finest. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, y'all?
What's up? My whole thing is, if you do things that my dad does, I'm like, ooh.
But
because my dad was the one that this is how you should be treated. This is what a guy should do. So when he does those things, you appreciate those things. Now my dad is like, like you have some guys who are like, I'm gonna do this for my daughter, so that when a dude do it for her, she ain't impressed. I'm like, what sense does that make? That makes absolutely.
But the problem is that you're judging your dad as a daughter. What does his girlfriend? You know what I mean? I think that the problem with that.
That's good thought, Gerard. I like that one.
The whole problem is because if you ask my daughter, I'm the world's greatest dad too. But if you ask her mama that I'm no longer with, she ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that women who have that, especially when you're younger. Once you get older, I understand. But you got a woman who's 19 to 20, 25 even. talking about how great her daddy is in his 40s, 50s, or 60s. But if you talk to women who dated your dad when he was 19 to 25, their story of him would be different. So you got to be okay with saying, I'm not going to judge my 30-some-year-old man with my 60-some-year-old pops, because them is different people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
times have changed as well too. So you almost can't do it.
Oh, that's
You
good,
know,
Eddie.
That's good.
Time has changed, so it's kind of gonna be. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be different.
It's different.
right, but
Definitely.
my dad will tell us. See, I guess again, I'm going off of a biased or a different.
Because you had a perfect dad and
A
a perfect.
different. My dad was not perfect, and that's the thing. Though my dad told us he wasn't perfect. My dad told us he was a hoe. My dad told us
I think that's the thing that set
I
up.
mean, because he was. This is how men work. This is what you want to know. Like, this is real life. Men out here, they about this. I know, because I was about this.
I mean,
Ain't get all these kids
I ain't gonna
loving.
say he was honest to the women he was. I'm saying he was an honest person. In terms of he gonna tell you the truth if you ask him.
Yeah, my dad. Yeah, he's not going.
Yeah.
He'll try to avoid the question,
Yeah.
but if it's asked him, he won't. He'll answer.
If he get caught, you got me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
If you get me, you got me.
Yeah. But you got to get him.
So I mean, yeah, I think, but the level of involvement parents should have in a relationship. I feel like if you're gonna give them the bad, you got to give them all the good too. You can't complain, and expect your parents to be like, "Oh, I like him," or "I like her." You got to tell them the good things that a person does also.
I and maybe I was scarred again. I can see myself as a man complaining about my lady to my family. I,
Really?
I I can see me calling my dad and asking for advice, but where I'm from and how I was raised, you pick. Even if you pick that, whatever that is. So you can't call me complain about it. You can call me with advice on how to fix you in it. My aunties, I never have my aunties talk to me about her, what she should be doing. I could call and say she doing X, Y, and Z. My aunties, because they know me, they're gonna go through a list of things where I could be better. And maybe that's wrong. Somebody say that so she can hear it. Maybe that's wrong. Because she over there not saying nothing. Like, yeah, she's shaking her head like we did right. But for
No,
me,
I don't think that's right.
they
My uncle
always
Ray do that.
they always dealt with me. What did you? Because you picked it, and because you picked it, you got to be. Now, I did call my dad when my ex-wife said to me, "All you do is cook, clean, help with the kids, and pay bills. What you do for me?" I called my dad because I was 28, 29, and I was legitimately confused on how I could make this woman happy. I
Right.
was, and he said to me, "Leave." Leave what? My dad ain't in the church. He say, a woman who can't be satisfied, and he said it just like this. He said, I know two women right now that are fist fight in the street about a nigga that don't do none of that stuff.
Yep. It sure would.
And they'll fist fight in the street about my man, my man, my man. He said, and you and my daddy know you working all this hours, she not working, you cooking, you cleaning. He said, leave, because she told me we've been married 2 years. We ain't never been nowhere. I want to go to Hawaii. My daddy said, leave. He said, you'll never be able to satisfy her. You doing all
Yep.
that? And yeah. So June 1st, 2017, I left and never looked back. And I'm not saying my dad was right, but I'm saying that's what I didn't even call him to talk to him about her. I called him because I wanted legitimate advice for, wait a minute, I'm doing all that I was taught to do, and it's not enough. What else can I do?
I heard a thing before where it said that it would like he say some people it'll take a lifetime to try to convince to try to please them, but the bad thing about it, you only got one.
Yeah.
So why you feel what I'm talking about? Wasting that. You feel what I'm talking about? I can't, and I definitely understand you about the telling your people. Because if now you can't be telling them the stuff that going on and then get mad when they still stuck on what you told them.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
talking about? So it's like that's some in-house stuff that you got to fix. But like you say, I'm gonna be the same way. I'm gonna tell what's going on. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting to get the realness out of it because
at the end of the day, if it can't be fixed and nothing like that, I'm out of there. That's my biggest problem. I'm way too good at goodbyes. That's probably the thing. So it's like it is. I think it's a gift of the curse, but at the same
Me,
time, it's like,
Eddie,
you
me
know,
too.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, man, you want it and you try to get that, but it be people out here doing some crazy stuff, saying some crazy stuff, and then expect for you to go. Because my biggest thing is, I think a lot of females with me, they try to battle me wit for wit. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they will come at me saying stuff, but like I say, you go low, I go to hell. I'm not that type of person. So so you feel what I'm saying? I, I, so again, I guess me
yeah.
being the only child, and I be so comfortable with me just being there. That's just how it go.
Eddie, I ain't know
It
you on
sucks.
the child.
It,
That's
it
exactly what that is.
sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks, but hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
People who
That's
are
how
only
I am.
and people who come from large families, them the hardest people to be in a relationship with. Because only children know how to be alone. They'll send you packing. And somebody
Yep.
who comes from a large family, they know how to send you on. Because I got a system. I got a support system. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I ain't gonna die if you go.
I don't need you.
Right. That's tough, boy.
No, you said we can divorce back. Like, bye.
Yeah. But I think though but you gotta have mature parents. But I think you also have to look at your relationship with your children. Or with your parents. If you are aggravated when your mom, I hope this lady watch, I know a friend through church, she started dating her mom's boss. They met at a company function that she was going to support her mom in. Her mom's boss is around her age and was attracting her. They started dating. There was an issue in their relationship that the girl shared with her mom. The mom went to the job and confronted her boss. He was livid because he's trying to say, even though she didn't go into details and it wasn't obscene, like you need to know enough not to talk to me. And he told me, I don't want to talk to her about my relationship at all, especially not at work.
Right.
Some parents, when it comes to their children, they don't have boundaries. They believe you can be 40 with kids. I know some people got grandkids and their children have grandkids.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm glad.
He dropped in out of nowhere. What just happened?
Dropped in like it was a Mission Impossible movie.
No. Because listen, I dated two different church Christian women and island women at that. This is where I'm going somewhere with this. For some reason, island parents are really heavily involved in their kids' lives.
But
I'm talking even as adults. Listen,
adult with kids.
It's that culture.
dog,
Yeah,
gotta be because I dated this one girl. She was Haitian. Mama didn't like me. Daddy was a police officer.
they date you in secret, boy.
No, so we dating. He looking up my background, right? So they called me over to have a conversation. Now keep in mind, I go to church with these people, right? Like I fellowship with them and I was teaching them discipleship. Like I'm teaching them. You feel what I'm saying? So invite me over to the crib, right? I get over there, I pull up, she gone, they want to have a conversation. I get into the crib. He got the gun on the table with the clip out, cleaning the bullets and stuff, loading the magazine, right? So I'm like, why could you feel me? I guess he thought I was gonna be intimidated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But he don't know. I mean, he know I got a background, right? But he don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to take it there, bro.
I got
Like
a front round too.
come, you feel what I'm saying? Like you feel me?
Yeah.
So, but they so involved. I'm sitting down talking to the mama. The mama said, "Yeah, I got a problem that you told her that I ain't dating your mama. I ain't dating your parent. I ain't dating your parents." She said, "Yeah, if
I'm
you
not.
she's like, if you dating her, you dating us too." And she said, I don't like the fact that she told me that y'all be kissing and stuff too. I said, hold on. You asked her if we be kissing. She said, yeah, even if she wouldn't have told me, you know what I'm saying, when you came over, we seen it in the videos. I said, oh, niggas watching me. Now listen. I'm 34. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you, dog. Right? She in her 20, she 28. I'm saying, what kind of, you feel me? Parents heavily involved. And then the other chick, right? Jamaican, right? Again, parents didn't like, and I'm gonna tell you, the common denominator and why both these parents didn't like me, they didn't think I was good enough because I had a felony on my record, right? My background wasn't good enough. Now, keep in mind, I said to him, I thought, you know, behold, all things become new.
Even though you're a preacher, listen, Troy, even though you're a preacher,
come on,
make great money.
Come on.
Don't have no knot-ahead children running around.
Dog. With crazy. 2 degrees. With 2 degrees. That ain't how they saw. The only person they saw was a street dude, right? So all of that. Right. She what the Jamaican mama was doing, she was hooking her daughter up with her work friends sons, trying to hook them up on go on ice cream dates. You know what I'm saying? Behind my back, right? So I'm saying, you know, the heavily involvement of the parent, especially for me, from the island culture. Now, I love Haitian women. I promise. To me, I think they are probably the most diverse, beautiful group of women I've ever seen. I love their attitudes. I love their demeanors. I love the culture, just in kind of how they was raised and stuff like that. They're
is that why he cheated on me with her?
They got a servant's heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love in the color, the diversity of color in them. I like them a lot. So it's, you know, to me, between the two most beautiful women in the world would be, you know, it would be, you know, Haitians with the, you know, Black American, and then Brazilians. That's how I would categorize that. But I would prefer to date a Haitian woman, right? With that comes from that type of culture, but minus the parent stuff. I can't deal with the parent stuff.
They know how to treat a man. I have a baby mama that's Jamaican. She was 5 years older than me. She was 5 years older than me. Julia. Perla, mate.
Like, who is this?
No, we weren't. Watch this. Monty said she was 5 years older than me, and she had a child. I didn't have that. Dating her was like dating a high schooler. She was 25 with a 3-year-old daughter, and her Jamaican mom and dad, they knew every detail. She told them everything. It was so crazy to me how much influence they had. Like, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. Just tell them you're not gonna do it. She told me, no, my mama beat me. I was like, you're 25. What do you mean she'll beat you? Yeah. You're 25 years old.
Yeah.
It was
like that, dog.
But I will say this.
My bad. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Right. Then this is Eddie Boyd's father, everybody.
Hey, Eddie, did that deserve? Did y'all think that deserved a whooping?
Hey, boy, first that man live like that, heck yeah.
You walk right in front of it. That's the thing. That's Neff. My son just passed by, shot me the deuces, and kept moving.
He already knows.
The other two ain't worried about it.
Neff still got to get broke in though.
Yeah. He gonna really get broke in.
Hey, Eddie, because if you don't get right, you'll get left.
Yeah, either one.
Dang.
Anyway.
But to speak on the island women,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I done probably dealt with a couple of them, but I do like the fact that it's like a lot of them, because like you saying, their parents and doing all that other stuff, they still kind of culture driven. Like they have some type. I hate to say it, and I always talk about this. I'm not trying to, talk down, but when they get Americanized, that's when you see that other stuff. You feel what I'm talking about?
Hands down. Hands down.
That's true
When
too.
you get Americanized, that's when that I
Hey,
ain't doing this and
hey,
I ain't all that
hey,
stuff there.
hey, hey,
So
hey, Eddie, you showed the.
yeah,
I freed that Jamaican girl from her parents' grasp, and when I opened Pandora's box, she broke my heart and been a running ever since. I said to myself, "Your mama should have whooped your head." Hey, that showed the truth. Once she got from under her mom. I'm probably like telling people I ain't lying. Once she got from underneath her mama grasp through
yeah.
through me, encourage her to break out the box.
Yeah.
It went south from there.
Hey, hey. You ain't deliver her from evil. You delivered her to it. Huh?
Exactly. Exactly, man. So
Not all American women
say it
are
again.
like what y'all like to describe.
What you say?
I said not all American women are like what y'all just described American women to
Like
be.
I always tell you, I don't put everybody in the same thing, but y'all
Mm-mm.
got some bad representation out there.
Yeah.
And I
A lot
can
of
say that. I can say that. Y'all got some bad representation.
yeah.
All the way around. I sit up there. I got so much stuff saved on my phone, just listening and looking at stuff. I don't
Eddie,
post it because I know a lot of it skits, but it's the bad thing about it. It ain't too far from the truth.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm talking about?
But the
So
spring. Mhm.
so I
Look
mean
at her
I
face.
look at it and I try to see it, but I ain't gonna lie to you, boy.
Yeah,
I
cause the sprinkle lady. I mean, she got them out here
the
like
what?
the
Who,
sprinkle lady.
who is that?
Oh my gosh. This is a TikTok madness. So what so it's this lady on here. So she's like
Talk about Hooray.
she she uh she grooms women and tells them how to get over on men, right? And how to use them, right? And she's like, hey, and teaches them you shouldn't be with like a dusty. So if a man's gonna take you to a cheap restaurant, you should never date him. And so she's teaching them like the responses. If a man responds this way, you should do this to get what you want. So it's all about manipulating the man, and really empowering the women to be like, hey, I'm not gonna let this person control me, but here's
yeah.
how I'm gonna make them think. It's like the artist where I'm gonna make them think that they're in control, but the whole time I'm playing the game to get what I want from them.
What's her name?
I don't know. I just that
My
she
auntie
just always
just my
at the end,
look
like
her
every
up.
time. Yeah, that's her. That's her. Yeah, that's her right there. Every time she
Hey, how
Hey,
you
what
know?
Hey,
who
listen,
she
listen.
is?
That's
Who
okay
is she?
because if my auntie keep listening to the sprinkle lady, my uncle gonna be the sprinkle man. She better, she better leave that alone.
She got don't worry, Ed, she gonna pop up on your phone now because they mentioned it.
I mean,
I know, I
I
seen it.
mean, she is toxic.
I probably done seen it. Because I seen a couple new ones that came up on there that she they just go to preaching because I'm open. I'm not biased towards a lot of stuff. Some
Right,
of the
right.
stuff some of the stuff when I hear what females go through and all that other stuff, I'm with you. Cause like I
Yeah,
say, like I was speaking on earlier, about somebody going through your stuff and all the other stuff. I mean, if you supposed to be with somebody, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I
mhm,
shouldn't be able to hide stuff. Like I always say, don't make me look foolish, and I'm gonna make you look foolish. So you should be able to be over here talking about my man ain't did none of this. He ain't did. Even if somebody come to you telling you something like that, and
right, right.
if you over here saying you should be able to say this with your chest out that my man ain't did none of that stuff, and I got to be the one to be able to, make you feel like what I'm saying, not look stupid in that process. You feel
Mm,
what I'm talking about?
yeah,
So that's how I feel. But I mean, honestly, like I said, I just try to be like straight up. That's the reason why I can't go through it because I think it's bigger than just like you were talking about. He did everything for his wife, his ex-wife. He did everything
yeah,
except the actual, like she was saying. I guess you weren't doing nothing for her. That's how people be feeling. That's how the way of the world is. They don't give a damn how you. They don't care about the bond. They just worry about the title.
yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, what's the one thing? None of us are married. Okay, What's the one thing? And this is the last topic I have, unless somebody wanted to bring up a topic. And how I'm doing question time now is the topic is family and friends. The questions are at random. But the other thing is, what's that one thing that you would need in order to be married? What's that one thing to marry somebody?
You mean outside of like the looks and everything?
Right.
Comprehension.
You want to laugh?
Yeah,
I know what you mean, but you want to laugh.
yeah, no, I'm saying I feel like a lot of times because people don't have a real understanding of comprehension of words and meanings, then it causes a lot of tension because you say what you're saying and they don't comprehend what you're saying because it's a response that they respond based on how what they said what you said made them feel, right? So there's a level of there's a level of missing of comprehension that's missing. So to me, you gotta have not just basic, simple comprehension. If I say I went down the street and I made a left, then I'm not telling you that I went down the street and I made a left and a right and I didn't tell you about the right, right? I'm telling you, I went down, I made a left. Golly, what I made a left mean? I made a left. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel you. I think, and the thing about it with me that that comes with the fact of what I wanted to be. I guess same thing you saying. I just need you to know that I'm here for you. You feel what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
we got the
Good, Eddie.
because like you said, I always use this analogy. I always say if I told you I had to go to the store, if I told you I had to go to the store, I was going to Winn Dixie. I shouldn't have to call you back and tell you I went to Publix because they didn't have what I needed. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I went to the
yeah.
store.
I told them going to the
I
stove.
went to the store. Winn Dixie didn't have it, so you should understand. I just
Why you
didn't get
got these
my.
Publix bags? You said you was
Yeah,
walking
I'm
in
just
the
going to
street.
Winn Dixie. Why you think I got the public bags for? Duh.
Because that's what it is. So I think I'm trying to think of what it is that I said that out, and I think it's the main thing is the same thing I'm talking about the loyalty thing or however it is. I mean, I guess I mean, being the same way I am without me being present. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I just want you to love me to say if I'm loved and you know what I'm saying. We both loving each other. If I'm head over heels for you, I need you to be the same way for me. Because I've been in situations where I've seen females that do that. Some people just want to reign. They don't give a damn about that. You feel what I'm talking about?
Mm.
They just want the ring. They don't care about nothing else. So I
mm,
would never want to be in that situation to where that's all you're satisfied with that. You feel what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the biggest things. Like I say right now, my biggest thing is I rather have a bond than a title, just like I was saying before.
That's cool.
I don't care about the rest of it. I used to I'm talking about marriage was definitely in the books, but I
Mm,
mean at this point, I guess you gotta do it this way because of the simple fact that you're not gonna get people be so focused on the title rather than getting the bond. So I need that bond. I don't need the rest of it because then that's gonna trickle down and come to everything else in my book. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Right.
when me and you here, I think that's gonna bring everything else that I'm looking for. You feel what
right,
I'm saying?
right,
That's just in my book. I ain't saying that's the right thing, but I do feel like once we here, I think that should bring everything else that I need. That I
right.
look. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because then she understands, she knows you, she gets you,
Yeah.
she can basically read you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do you mean by commitment to one another and the family? You bring your mama and your daddy in there now? Who the family?
But I think that reciprocity is is really big too as well. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good point. That was some good points you made, Eddie.
I feel like for me, in order for me to like be like, okay, I can do it this long term,
Yeah,
you got to be able to flow the conversation. So I guess that goes along the lines of communication. Like we
Yeah.
can't be stuck on one topic and then I'm trying to move on or you're trying to move on and we stuck on the same topic. Like what are we doing? That will frustrate the crap out of me. It frustrates the crap out of me. I think I used this term with you one time, we were monofocal. Like you
Mhm.
can't be monofocal. You can't. Not with me. Because my mind is everywhere but in one place.
Right, right, right.
If you can try to get me off subject, I'm gonna bring us back to First Street. We're gonna come back to there and we're gonna discuss,
Yeah,
we're gonna figure this out. You
Yeah.
have to be able to hold a conversation. I am a sapiosexual to the max.
yeah. And I think Eddie, one thing I like about what you were saying, just in terms of the conversation, but I hear women say this a lot. Don't invite me to an energy that you can't maintain.
Yeah.
Hello.
And no, I agree with that to an extent. But I'm saying that if the only time we having real good conversations is if when I'm talking, that's a problem because that
Yeah.
means you want me to lead every conversation. And in order for us to have some depth into the conversation, I gotta be the one that's going, that's leading that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to some extent, you gotta, at some point in time, you gotta bring Mo to
Yeah.
just,
You want intellectual stimulation as well.
yeah,
Legit,
so
legit.
don't just ask me how
So
my
it's
day
like,
was.
yeah, I'm the same way.
Right.
I don't need the only thing you could talk about is love and hip hop
Yeah,
or whatever it is. I need some type of hey, I might be going like I had a rough day today. I need you to be able to bring me up out of that. You feel what
yeah,
I'm talking about?
yeah,
And I'm not one dimensional. I like a lot of different things, and I'm willing to learn about other stuff. So
yeah,
certain stuff that you want to do, and then just stuff that we speak on, that's just how I am. I
Yeah.
love learning new stuff, and that regardless of some, just bringing up something that you've seen or whatever. That's the type of stuff that bring me out of my funk or whatever, because I stay sometimes I get in my phone. Just like I said, I'm the only child on my mom's side, and it's like I'm so used to being closed in at times to
hmm,
where once I get mad, I just don't want to hear nothing else. But
hmm,
I do want to hear, in a sense, I do want to hear something
Hmm.
else because I do like to, I love to talk. I love to, you know what I'm saying, just be able to have some intellectual, stimulation.
And you have to be able to talk about more than your job. Like you have to be able to talk about more than just one thing. Like you about to say, "How was your day, man?" If you ask me that again,
I'm telling
you
you,
ask me that every day.
I
It's
felt, I
time.
felt, I felt victim to that, and I ain't gonna lie, I even went further. That's why me and her went to a level that we went to, and once it broke off, we couldn't get back to it because it wasn't supposed to go there. I'm talking
Hmm.
mm,
about when I first started kicking it with her, she would text me 2 or 3 times a day. What you doing? How are you? I try to, I might have just said, hey man, I just left from here. I had this. I'm giving her a description of it. Now, asked the same thing, and then she was like, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was just like
yeah,
that was it. And
dog,
she messed around and came in at a time where like I was kind of like tired of just being by myself,
yeah,
and she got in there, but it did go to a different level of how it did. But then I think like I said, reality snapped back in, and then she was trying to get back to where we was at, and I told her this straight up. We really weren't supposed to be there. It just so happened that we got there and you lost it. You feel what I'm saying? And this
yeah,
ain't me trying to speak on me like I'm just no. We got to the point and she couldn't. She was too damaged and she got me up out of it and it just never got back to this day.
mm,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
guilty of that though. How
mm.
your day? Good. And I think
Huh?
that's because I feel like that's not an intellectual conversation to be had.
I,
So
you know,
I need to work. I probably need to work on myself with that.
no, I think he's saying giving a description of the day. So I think he's saying if you say, "Hey, Eddie, how's your day?" and he's like, "Hey, I went to the store. I
Yeah,
did
exactly.
this, da da da
Exactly.
da."
Yeah.
I think Brandon, knowing you, once you see that, oh, he's explaining what he did, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, tell me
Yeah.
about. Well, how about you?" I think you'll be like, "Yeah, I did, duh, I did," because I think you
Would I?
reciprocate
It's
energy.
kind of like a assist, an alley here.
Yeah, this is what
This
I
is what I
did. So
did.
now it's like, tell me about yours.
What I told you ain't got to be so exciting, but I'm giving you this actually how my day went.
Right.
So then I give it to you, and then you just tell me my day was good. It's like And I'm trying because I could be that same person on the other end talking about,
right.
hey, it was straight. You know what I'm saying? And then boom,
Yeah.
it ain't nothing else. You know?
Let me go through my text message and see if I'm that person, because I don't think I'd be like, I'm, especially if you ask me every day, or if you ask me like twice a day, then I'm like.
No, Eddie was saying that when they asked him,
Yeah.
he would.
And see, my thing was she kept doing it like you saying, but I'm still trying.
Oh, that's good.
Even
That's
though
good.
even
You're right,
though it
Brandon.
wasn't even to the point where it was worth, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying. That letting you know that, hey, I'm, you know what I'm saying, saying this. But every time, literally, go ahead. That every time it went that way. Literally, it went from when I threw the put it back in the court, it was good. Oh, it was straight. It was this, and that was it. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I could
Okay.
have been cut it off way. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, because you're doing this 2 or 3 times a day when we talking to each other, and I, like I say again, I can hold a conversation. I'm
Yeah.
not a person that can. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give you a couple words every time. Hey, I like to talk. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm a conversationalist, professional.
I think
I
that's
hear a
a,
lot. I hear a lot of. I hear a lot of women say that about men that they aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like
They aren't. Well,
I could tell, but you can. I can understand that. I can understand it because some people don't. A lot of men don't have much. You know, the worst thing, the crazy thing though. I ain't trying to blame y'all, but it still got it's again y'all representation that y'all got out there have got them like that. Cause men only thing they think about is what I got or how it, you know what I'm saying? They can't do no and these women just falling for it now. Like that's it. You don't even have I done been to the point where I haven't spoke on something and a chick called me lame because I was explaining something. Like I was trying to have the same conversation as well.
teach me something. If you could teach me something, you might get a yes if you could
To
teach
the
me something.
to the
I like
point,
being taught stuff, but also you can't, even if you have a conversation, even if you want, you can't just talk about anything just to talk about something.
yeah,
Like I don't like that. I don't
yeah.
like just making up just to keep me on the phone or just to send me a message or whatever the case may be. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I need to work on myself. Really?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I agreed at the wrong time. My bad.
Anyway, whatever.
because the reason why I say that's because I've had a lot of great conversations just from not really being intentional sometimes, and just kind of like, all right, we're gonna shoot the breeze, whatever come to mind. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of good conversations with taking that approach. So but I get it though. When it's you can tell when it's consistent like that, and the person just really ain't got nothing to talk about. But I do want to say this.
Oh, Lord.
Women say they want a man who's a conversationalist until they get a man that's a conversationalist
Yep.
because it requires them to talk now,
Yep.
right? And then you start engaging in that conversation, and you know what I'm saying, they can't hold that conversation. You know what I mean? And I feel like it does it. I mean, I can't say it make for some people, for some men, it would make them not. It could create this environment that was like, I ain't got to be deep with a woman like that because she can't even hold the conversation anyways. I can be shallow. I can be, basic because when it come down to really to having the train of thought where I want to go, you know what I'm saying, I lose them every time, right? And I think some women just aren't impressed by deep conversations. You know what I'm saying? And then to what one thing Eddie was saying, I think another thing that's discouraged a lot of men is the fact that the things that women are saying that they want isn't so much conversations as much as it is materialism. So in order for me to even approach you to have, I'm not saying me in general, to have the conversation, I first must be established in this great way, or otherwise I can't even approach it because, like, you're gonna say I'm lame, or you're gonna say,
Exactly.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Get your bag up, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, well, dang, I ain't got on no $10,000-$20,000 chain, but I got 10-20 G's in the bank, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Man,
because I ain't outwardly wearing it, you know what I'm saying, don't mean I ain't got it. You feel what I'm saying?
I literally was, like I said, just having conversation, being polite with the chick, and the chick said that, and then it turned into me like giving her what she wanted. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah,
bad. My bad. I gave you too much respect. You feel
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
It was like that basically what it was when I did it. It was like that's what I said. I went to give, I ain't cuss her out, but I basically am, that turned me off from just having a conversation with you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
nah.
I ain't got that kind of time. I mean, I'm just talking. I'm gonna be honest. The girl wasn't no like next level type of none of that stuff there. I just
Yeah,
me personally, like they say, respect the due to a dog. I've never been a person that can't, I'm gonna see how you talk.
yeah.
I'm gonna say something to you. I'm gonna say something back. But if you don't, if it get to that point and I get this out of you, then it's like, nah, I ain't. I'm finna give you this.
What would you, hey, Ed, what would you say, what I'm saying, is when you going into the conversation, right? You run it, you see a chick, right? It's something
Yeah,
that you something that you interested in.
yeah.
What would be the response that you would that drives you to say, all right, I gotta go, I gotta hear more. I want to know more. That pushes you to say, I want to know more about her. So you coming up, your age, what's up, da 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 da.
Yeah.
What responses give you those green lights that say, okay, I want to hear more. I want to dig more.
And it's more so kind of like the same thing I was just saying with me, the way I was showing some type of you know what I'm saying, like some type of interest in a sense, whether it was an interest just in this conversation right here,
Mm-hmm.
like that's something. So whatever it is, if I speak to you, say something like that, and then she shows some type, it ain't, first of all, it ain't rude or something like that,
Yeah.
or and it's something just simple. She might tell me a little something about her day in that sense,
Okay.
something
Okay.
into that stuff, and then I can, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's what I'll be trying to get on. But if it's just like I said, this one word answers, and
Yeah.
it ain't no type of hell, it's
Uh-huh.
even just say how your day. My day was good, but I had a little. She ain't even got to go into detail of what was going on. But I had a little hiccup. But other than that, it's all right. After that,
Mm-hmm.
then now, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying that. To me, that's just okay. At least small. At least you'll get to the point where you want to talk.
Yeah. So then after that stage, right? You get the number, y'all vibing, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Conversation's good and stuff. Now is that the talking or is that the dating stage for you?
that's talking. That's talking. Cause like me personally, like I said, with me is I like to. I like for a woman to be genuine or whatever it is with her. I don't care what see me. I'm not gonna throw you off because of certain things or something like that. It depends on what it is. But yeah, no, that's everything talking for me for a long time. Put it that way.
Okay. So your talking
Yeah,
stage is from
yeah,
you
yeah.
get the number to
Yeah. Till hey, put it away. I'm not guessing that we dating. You know what I'm saying. We got to establish certain stuff. You feel what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Don't talk to me. Don't think you sitting up there gonna talk to me, and I'm supposed to just assume that we is because at the same time, if you assume just because of even if we that close. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's like I've seen that happen with a person. Y'all, hey, you might well say you might well say y'all in a relationship,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it gets to the point well that ain't the case. I ain't saying they ain't they full of mess because they
Right.
said the way they saying it, but it still wasn't ever established. So hey, you can't get mad. You feel what I'm talking about? So
Yeah.
like I say to me,
So
I
when
think
it come down to the talking stage for you, you saying,
I'm saying like, yeah, because I think people confuse the dating and to me, dating to me is different from
right.
I even had a female that talked about the dating as well, where it was like, you know what I'm saying? I think we was pretty good. We was on that level. So that was dating for her, and that was like it was what it was. Dating to me
Right.
is there talking. You feel what I'm talking about? Because
Mm-hmm.
y'all date, you going on dates, you're figuring each other out. That's the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what dating to me. So it's in a sense it's the same thing as talking.
So dating and talking is the same. So you go from dating and talking to being committed. Then that's your thing. Dating, talking,
Yeah,
committed.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
during the dating and talking phase, is
Yeah.
that monogamy? Is that monogamy for you, or is
No, and I'm with this on both ends. No, it's not monogamy because at the end of the day, just like I say, it's like an interview. You go to the people go to the they they interview several candidates, so they until you get the job. So it's like, hey, and I'm not mad. I'm not seeing the reason why I'm just not that type of person. I'm not the person that's gonna sit there and worry about what go on when I ain't there. Like when we together,
right,
when we kicking it.
right.
I might make a joke or two if I know you got
Yeah,
other people or something like that or something like that.
yeah.
I might make a joke or two, but I ain't. That's not me throwing you off because, truth be told, hey, even though I may or may not be doing the same thing,
Yeah.
I know the phase in with me. You feel what I'm talking about?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. Nah, it ain't no deal because if I didn't want you talking to somebody else, guess what? I'm finna make
I'll
that
lock you
official.
up.
Lock it in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my take on it. You
Mm.
know.
Agreed. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I agree with that.
We were just talking about the transition from dating, like what are things that gives him signals to be like, let me pursue the woman more. 'Cause I think a lot of times women are looking to get responses from men. They need to know. I think they need to have an idea of what drives men to keep pursuing, right? Like
Yeah.
short answers ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm good. And, and I don't know. Okay, straight. You don't want to be bothered with. You know what I'm saying? That, you give off that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's key things a man want to hear you say that let them know. Okay, I'm finna keep pushing. And I
What's the
feel
key
like
thing?
just buying signals, like Eddie was saying, hey, how you doing? Then you start talking about your day and you sharing that information. Most women, when they don't want to fool you, they won't say nothing, right? They closed off, right? They do give short answers and stuff like
You
that,
taking notes?
right? And then what I'm gonna tell you. So I what I do for me, I walk through. So I got specific cologne that I wear depending on what season it is of the year, right? Because so I'll put on some really great cologne, and if I see somebody that I'm interested in, one of my tactics is I walk by with a cologne like kind of close by, walking through like a bar or something like that. I'm like, hey, what's up? And she'll smell me. Ooh, you smell good. I'm like, oh, really? You like that? She's like, yeah, I like that. What's the name of it? And then I say, it's you. You know what I'm saying? She's like it's you. I'm like, yeah, it's you. And then he like, what you mean it's you? I'm like, yeah, it's like it's that's the name of the brand. It's called It's You. You mean it's me? Yeah, this all you, right? And so now we laughing, kind of carrying on the conversation, and then kind of so I try to use like different signals that I know women are like, but if I don't get that response back to where it's like, then I'm just like, I can't, but buying signal, you smell good. Oh man, come back over here. Oh, you leaving? That let me know. Oh shoot, she locked in. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of things. Hey, call me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get the number, they don't be like, call me. They like, hey, can I get your number? Yeah, all right, bye. And then they back on the phone. So you like, she's fucking
But then
street.
I've had people that have been that dry. I've had people that have been that dry, and they get mad that I didn't come at them like to ask for their number or however it
Mm.
was.
That junk don't work because I'm super. I know y'all don't believe me, but I'm super friendly. Like I'll be like,
Oh, I
okay,
see that.
absolutely nothing. I'm like, what the freak? Do I need to be mean? Do I need to just be short with people? Like, what is going on?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I think with you, Brandon, that's just your that's kind of like your personality.
Yeah.
So you would definitely have to be a lot more upfront. I mean, blunt. The craziest thing, I mean, you ain't got to be, of course, what you're not gonna be, but how it is. But your personality gives, like, you know what I'm saying, that bubbly personality. I could possibly see you, you know what I'm saying, not just to this person talking that way and just being cool or however it is. You could be with somebody else. Everybody will come through because
Who you is.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
So with you, you're gonna have to establish, hey nigga, this who you know what I'm saying. This who
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Yeah. I
it's kind of crazy because I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not a person that like I'm not an aggressive person that go out and go talk to people and how to. So I done passed up on a lot of situations because of that. Not really knowing. And I'm the type of person like they say. I don't. I try not. I'm not gonna let you just give me hints. I need the bluntness to come my way. You feel what I'm talking about? Because I think the one thing is I never want to come off as so arrogant and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm very humble. It wasn't to the point that I care about it, but it's just like I don't think I'm gonna walk in the room and I see female and I think every female in there want me. That's not the case. You feel what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been to the, like I said, literally, I've had situations where females I got mad because I didn't pick up on what they were saying. You know
Mm,
what I'm talking about? Like
mm,
for real.
yeah.
Because
So,
I'm you know,
so how does that look for me? And using me as an example, how does that look for me? Like, hey, you fine, call me right now.
nah.
No. 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 I think what Eddie is saying, because this is true, Brandy. Uh, there needs to be you have to differentiate your personality in different situations. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I can give you an example you remember the event, the blacklist event, the first one that you threw. If I was a guy that was interested in you, the way you mingle with every guy, I would not be able to tell if you was interested in one guy just because your personality says I'm like this with everybody. So I can't read it to say, oh, this is specific towards me because she cares, she likes me, right?
Yeah.
It's like the personality is universal for everybody. You are who you are, no matter what, right? So there
Then
is
with you being an actress as well, so it's
right.
kind of like you would be you're again that kind of crazy to be kind of successful at that part, but it's just is that's what it is. So it's kind of hard. But I ain't gonna like you said. I'm not gonna say you got to go and tackle or doing something like that, but. You got to be able to like. Cause me and Big, we was on live the other night talking about it. They were speaking on the fact that how people they said men are afraid of. They say a lot of people are men are intimidated of people of females that got their stuff together. Like they won't approach them. They won't do all this other stuff. So it was brought up. Regina Hill came on there, and we was talking, and we were doing all the other stuff. So, and then they brought it up as like as far as like approaching her at it, like say at a gala or however it is. You know what I'm saying. It ain't the intimidation that you're gonna do, but you just gonna go up. You're not gonna go up, and they was using it as an example as far as like going up to her for not as like we trying to be mates, but just kicking it with her for the night. How the hell? And some people are gonna give you that much respect because they're not gonna know what you see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I got a homegirl like that. I told her she's the same way. She work at a hospital, been there, she's doing pretty good. You know how it is. And then she always talking about how people don't approach her, but I was saying the way you come off is, almost like you're gonna have to show some type of either your personality, you're gonna have to show it where it's welcoming, or you're gonna have to basically go out and go do it yourself.
Okay.
I think there's some little subtle cues you can give, like early, just a few minutes ago. If you go back and watch the video, you was doing stuff like different facial expressions, like softer. I think you can do that when you kind of interested in somebody and that'll give cues more touchy feel like that, more touchy feely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you put your arm on a dude's shoulder and you kind, you know what I'm saying. You kind of squeeze a little. That's I'm see. You see what I'm
No,
saying?
no, 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 no. Because I feel like I do that anyway. Like if
Really?
I'm holding, yeah, because if I'm holding a conversation So I've been told this, like, when you touch people, that means, um I don't know. I forget, it was either when you don't want to touch them, that means you nervous or something like that. But I don't mind. I'll touch.
No. What I'm saying is a difference between touching somebody because I'm having a conversation with you and touching somebody because I want you to know that I'm interested. Those feel different.
Okay, well, I need to practice.
You know the bad thing about it in your case though, men are so like simple. So that you're not gonna be able to know, you're not gonna be able to, you're gonna touch a person and he gonna assume that you want him, and then the person that ain't, so it's like it's gonna be to the point you're gonna have to work.
In
I
other
mean it's
words,
kind of
yeah.
crazy. It sucks. You feel what I'm talking about? Just like I say, we can't go in a room and assume that every female want to holler at you how it is. It
Mm-mm.
ain't like we down on ourselves. That's just how it is.
It's
But
reality.
dudes, like, it be really to the point. You touch a dude the wrong way, caress him. Yeah, you like him. You like his post the wrong way. He think you want him.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you this, and that I'm this one thing that bothers me. I remember I had put up a post one time, right? And somebody I hadn't heard from a long time reached out to me, and I was thinking about her, so I started reaching out to her, just kind of being me. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, she stopped liking my post. I'm like, right?
Right.
So, like,
Yeah.
weird, right? So I sent her a text. I said, hey, listen, I had already been kind of thinking about you. So the reason why, I'm reaching out, I'm trying to reach out. I said, hey, it ain't got nothing, nothing to do with the post. This is my own insecurity. I could be thinking of myself, right? So I'm upfront with where this is coming from. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This is something I'm dealing with. I just want to reassure you of this. But
Yeah.
showing up, that's what it was. She thought because I was responding in a way where I'm trying to hook up, and it's like, nah, you looking at this wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But she
I,
thought I was
I,
that guy. That
I,
I like this pose, so he trying, and it's just like, nah.
I've been in that same predicament because sometimes you do, like, I like they call people the inbox bandits and
I
stuff.
get
That's
I
how
get that
I'm
a
just
lot
not that
though.
person. What's that?
I get that a lot though. Like, people, like, dudes are, dudes, and it's weird to me because I didn't experience this in high school or middle school.
So
Like,
they
I didn't
jump in your
experience this.
inbox.
But huh?
They jump in your inbox a lot.
No, nobody's in my inbox. Nobody's ever in my inbox. My inbox is the Sierra Desert, and no animal is there. It is the
Stop,
Dead Sea.
stop,
Nothing is in there at
stop,
all.
stop
At
lying.
all. If I swore I would, nothing. That thing is tumbleweed. Ain't even in there. It's so empty. But once I, like, have a conversation with the guy or I interact with the guy, it gets sexual for some reason on their end, and then I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
Because again, it's simple. Like I, I put it away. I understand what y'all go through at the same time. That's why. But a person like me, and I'm pretty sure Leroy is, we we get kind of frustrated because we get mad because y'all probably can't tell that from us. You know what I'm saying? You can't put us in the box. I honestly think you line up 10 dudes and you do that job, it will get sexual for whatever reason, because this is just the way dudes think. But
And
then you do have that one dude or two dudes out of them 10 that's not thinking that. And
right.
it kind of sucks. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because me, I'm the type of person, again, I've slept in a bed with females, and females don't use the term gay with me because I didn't make.
You know what, Eddie? I don't. Thank you, brother. I thought I was the only one. But now that I know somebody
Yeah,
else
no,
has
no,
been in that predicament, I'm not trying to relish in the in that being said, because that don't feel good. But it's nice to know when they say Michael Jackson had a song called "You Were Not Alone." You really
yeah,
did, and
yeah.
it's nice to know for me in this moment that I'm not alone.
You are
Because
not
I done been,
for me,
anything with
I done been
you.
called. I done been called. I swear, because of the simple fact of me. Again, like I say, I don't just
That
use
would
it.
be
Use this. I'm this type of person. You got to let me know how it is, because I'm not gonna, you know. I don't assume that our interaction is our interact. I don't assume that our interaction is just because you just head over heels over me. I mean, then
Yeah,
you feel
you
what I'm
gotta
saying? I'm
let me
like, come
know.
on.
Yeah,
'Cause I
yeah,
know, honestly, I am a great friend. I mean, I'm a great individual to just be around. You probably get better. You probably get more out of me being friendly than you do talking about being romantically or however
Come
it
on
is.
with the come on. That's real life.
Yes, because yeah. I can say that. I can say that because I don't, I ain't gonna say you can't. I ain't gonna say you can't, but I'm gonna say I do. I got put it away. Probably got about 5 female friends right now that I wouldn't even cross a line with for the simple fact our friendship is better than
yeah, yeah,
us being because like I just came to the grips. Hey, when they said you, it just might be me. I don't know. So I don't want to. I'd rather not mess that up dealing with
yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah.
I'm being honest. Being honest. Like that's how it works. So I meant
Real.
Well, I
it
work
get
on it. I practice. I go
Hey,
out in the streets
you
and
know what
practice.
I'm saying?
you practice. How you practice?
I'm gonna go to events and be like, "Hi, wow,
See.
you're so strong."
Oh, stop. Yeah. People be like, I ain't even picked you up. How you know how strong I am?
Your
Hey,
arms, they're so masculine.
oh Lord.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. No, don't do too much, but you
yeah.
right.
Hey, he gonna think. Hey, he gonna think you ready to give it to him tonight. Oh
I'm
my,
trying to tell
they
you.
masculine. Oh, okay, yeah, she ready.
Yes, sir.
Oh
And that's what
Lord.
he go.
Okay.
That what he go tell.
Hey, that's
That what
all
he
he
go tell his
needed.
home. That what he go tell his homeboy. Soon
Hey,
as the homeboy get around, oh yeah, I got me one. She
hey,
was
Eddie.
already feeling on my arm.
Yeah. Hey. Especially she catching nigga who been in the gym couldn't and ain't been getting no compliments, and then she on this.
It's ego driven, boy. Man, I'm trying to tell you.
I give up. Whatever.
Nah, it's just the fact that, like I say, nowadays you gotta overparent. Today you got to if you that's what you want, you gotta really do your work. You got to really do your work, man.
Mm,
Cause it's crazy out there. And like I say, on both ends, they talk about this man versus woman thing, and I try
mm,
not to be against it because I love love. I'm not gonna sit
yeah.
there and act like I do. I don't. But I am on the side of like I see so much craziness. It's like, dog, I don't know. I don't know if ever been in a relationship in the traditional sense. Honestly.
Mm,
I truly don't. And it's not that I'm trying to be on some whole different other thing. I just don't. I mean, I got an old soul, first of all. So my I think the old way worked. Me
yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't go for this newfound stuff and all this other stuff, and you know what I'm saying. I just don't. But you got females want this new. They want the new way with the old way at the same time. You feel what
Right.
I'm talking about? So it happens. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of crazy, but like with me, I'm kind of more. That's why when I was telling you the other day, when I talked to you that day, and I was just like, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't feel to the point where I'm satisfied with what it is. But I do want to bridge that gap. I do. I would love to speak on it because it's. I don't know. I don't know if we doomed. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's looking like we're
I'm gonna
doomed.
tell you. I'm gonna take no. I don't never no. I'm gonna tell you something. As long as you got breath in your lungs, it's never too late. You're not doomed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Experience in and of itself, right? The experiences that we go through, man. It does shape the way we view a lot of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And I think, seeing that people be on that BS, right? It's difficult to really say, I'm gonna give all of me to this one person. Because if you traditional like I am, right?
Yeah.
It's just to the sense of, man, when I choose her, I'm giving her all of me. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
I gotta
Of
be able to
course.
And I got to be able to trust somebody with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right? Not to the point in keeping in mind the experiences of being let down, also knowing who you are and the stuff you can handle. You understand what I'm saying? So you go through that dilemma in your mind and be like, you know, not if you good enough for yourself is, man, do I have the capacity to handle all of that? Right? And be honest with it. And I think the next step is, when I give this to this person, I want to make sure that this is the right person, right?
Right.
And, you know, fighting through those thoughts, because you go through so many of them. I told my dad, I said, man, I don't think I'll ever be able to love the way I used to love, because it was deeper then. It was a lot more passion. It was a lot deeper, felt more. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I love, it's not that, you know, I don't feel as deep as I used to when it comes down to it, because I'm expecting, you know,
you bracing yourself for something to
Right.
come on.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
I know
saying?
it, right. And I know it's gonna come.
That's like, you know what I'm saying? So you can't be like this with open arms and then
Right.
you up there trying to brace for the impact of
Right.
something to happen. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So that's kind of like the way I'm at. It's like, man, I know I'm gonna go. When I go in, I go like, I'm gonna go in, and I'm same way you. I'm trying to go in all the way without nothing. Don't worry about it. But you
Yeah.
know, you just see so much of stuff, and I mean, you see the craziest thing is that like people ain't even out of luck. People ain't even breaking up, and you got 20-year relationship, 20-year marriages, 30. I've seen them that ain't even due to cheating. It's not even due to infidelity. It's like they breaking off. It's not even due to infidelity. They're just not there no more. It's
Yeah.
like they done, you know what I'm saying? You know, a
Yeah.
lot of them started young, so I think I honestly can sit back and say that's kind of like I ain't gonna say it's a bad deal, but it is kind of on some ends, because I literally watched two people uh was with each other. They moved to Atlanta. They was doing the same, like he a reverend, he doing all this other stuff. Soon as the kids graduated, she went to another dealer with a dude that I would never thought she would have been dealing with, and broke it off. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. He got his life right with everything. I'm talking about still walking it, and the dude that I don't think that she even dealing with, and that was her lifestyle when she was, you know what I'm saying? Because she's older than me. They both older than me, but I knew them ever since I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and her lifestyle, like that was her lifestyle, like to be into. She was in the church and all that other stuff. The dude that she dealing with, I mean, I may be wrong. I don't know, but I ain't never known him to be no damn church goer. I thought he was, you know what I'm saying? I
Now here,
really,
now
I
here's the
really
thing.
thought that.
Here's the thing, Eddie. I don't care. You right. I'm gonna say I do not care what nobody say.
Yeah,
Inside of Black culture, especially, and I'll say this to Christian women, right?
yeah,
There's always a sense of they need that bad boy representation for
yeah.
some freaking reason. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women, if you start, especially saved women, you hear them say, I want to reform thug. Right, that's what they're looking for. Because they said that I want to balance. I need them to be, real enough. You know what I'm saying? To what,
Yeah,
if I try them, if somebody try him, I know he bought that, right? And
yeah,
I need to know he got a little street in him, you know what I'm saying? But he need to be sophisticated enough to know that even if I try him, he ain't gonna, jab me in the face, you know what I'm saying? So, they want that healthy balance, you feel them? So they want to reform, somebody
yeah,
that's straighten when it's time to, that masculine when it's time to, but also who knows how to control that. And that is a lot of the dilemma when you turn your life over fully to Christ, right? And you start growing spiritually, that a lot of that stuff do get pushed out of you, you know what I'm saying? You become, the representation of who you say you're a disciple of, and that tends to turn the Christian women off. And I'm like, hold on, we supposed to be more like him, and you trying to tell me the more that I'm reflecting him, the less you turned on?
Jesus turned the table over though.
That's how, and
I'm like, what
that's
kind
the
of math is
crazy.
that?
You just turned the table over though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. What I'm saying is that is true, right? And I think because you come from apostolic, it's different, right? Y'all, y'all believe in that, structure. Y'all know it's the balance, but a lot of people don't see Jesus as the lion. They always see him as a lamb. You understand
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I'm saying when the man portrays that, that lamb version of Christ throughout the marriage as he changes, right? Because as you grow and you start maturing spiritually or practically from a moral perspective, you know what I'm saying? Your views start to shift. So you start and the more you start to respond a little different. You know what I'm saying? And wisdom teaches you that, right? So that then
yeah,
you start applying that thing, right? And you start growing, and the next thing you know, it's like, hey, you're not the same person I met and I married. And I'm
Right.
thinking, duh. I'm not supposed to be the same. Matter of fact, not only am I not supposed to be the same, you're not supposed to be the same. So if in this whole time you telling me I'm not the same, shouldn't that be a key indication of my growth versus, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? And I'm
I
saying
definitely, I know, no, I definitely
that's
agree.
it.
It was always a meme that I would put up there. They had like 5 lanes at different stages, and it'd be like people say you changed. You change. You don't even know that just because you say the last stage I'm in, you may not see my man, but shit, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah,
probably the best version of me because
yeah.
the one that I was 20 years ago on the block and all that stuff can't even compare to the person I am today.
Facts,
You
facts,
see what I'm saying? Can't
facts.
even he cannot even. I would love to have been this person 20 years ago. You feel what I'm
What?
talking about?
What?
I would have loved to have been that person.
What?
Even though that person back then got way more, you know what I'm saying? But that again, like I say, that person could
Wow.
not
You preaching, Eddie.
mess with the person I am.
Right, right.
It's just what it is that I grew to be. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
yeah,
say that
yeah,
I grew to be.
yeah.
That person can't do nothing about it.
I dated a girl in my 20s. I hadn't communicated. I hadn't seen her in a while, for like 15 years. Finally, kind of caught up with her through Facebook, chatting and stuff like that. She kind of been watching me for a while. She said, "Hey man, when did you become so smart?" I said, "Well, damn." I said,
Wow.
I always thought I was intelligent. You know what I'm saying? But what I realized what she was telling, because you know what I'm saying, is that she was able to see the maturity in my responses throughout from when she first knew me then to where I am now. And that's what I'm saying to what you saying, Eddie. If I was the person then that I am, now, my goodness, life would be my whole 20s would be completely different to where I am right now. They would have changed the whole trajectory of my
when
trajectory.
when I when I when I got when I first started getting Facebook, I started, you know what I'm saying, posting quotes. There was posts. I did start, copy and pasting quotes that I liked.
Yeah,
Then I started writing them myself.
yeah.
So I had them been hearing like, you know what I'm saying? People to the point, I guess they were so good that people thought I was actually, and when I'm
Feeling.
saying I was copy and paste, it was like the first ones because I was just like, I didn't write it and to write or something like that. It's like might have been the first couple months that I was on it. And I
Yeah.
was talking about, I started when it said on your mind, so I started writing. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole note in my phone and all of the other stuff to where I would just be around somebody or in a situation and I would write it. You feel what I'm saying? Big
Hmm.
had a whole magazine that I started writing for, all that stuff.
Hmm.
But just saying that to say the same thing you're saying, people thought that they didn't believe that, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. It's kind of like, when did you get smart? When did you get
Yeah.
deep? When did you
Yeah. Yeah.
get
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I was always there. I've always been that person. I may not have been that, but it's like I always tell people now, I'm a nerd. My daughter calls me that all the time right now. Like she's like, "Oh my god, you're a nerd." She said this the other day because I'm watching the end game with the reaction on because I love Marvel. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I watch it with the audience reaction. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm
Uh-huh.
tuned in. She's like, "Oh my god, you just a nerd," But that's the way it is. And I always tell people, You ever got beat up by a nerd? Because I'm still that person. You feel what
And
I'm talking about?
okay,
So,
come on.
so just the stuff that I like, you don't even know. That's why I was always speaking on gangster is not nothing that you do, is who you are.
Facts.
You
Facts.
ain't no gangster because you listen to XYZ. You ain't no gangster because you standing on the corner, you doing all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing. I done seen dudes. I'm concealed, like I'm pretty sure you are. How it is. Going to the gun range. I mean, not gonna go gun to the gun show. Walking around, it's a dude look like a Poindexter. He got two big old rifles, ARs on this stuff. You know, y'all. He probably go, practice with his weapon. Niggas in the hood, y'all walking around with him, but you can't do nothing with him. You feel what I'm talking about?
Right,
So
right,
just
right,
saying
right.
that to say, just kind of saying that to say you can't keep judging people off of certain things. You feel
Off
what
the
I'm talking
exterior.
about?
That's good. That's
So
good.
it's always something, and that's kind of like where I was always is. And I ain't never again, I never wanted to be one dimensional. Even though I had goals in my mouth, all this other stuff, I never been a smoker.
Mm.
People assume that's what I used to always get people. People used to swear I was a smoker. I never was I smoked to be a follower. I was being a follower, but once I got to do most I do is drink, but they swore like it was that. No, that just wasn't my thing. Cause I
Yeah,
ain't never want to walk around smelling like weed all the time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was my thing. So and then, like you say, speaking on it, I can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
So you know, I always challenged myself to be that way. I ain't never want to be the person that you see. Yeah, you looking at me, you may not give me this, you may not do that, you may not give me the job because of how I look,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna miss out on a great worker. You feel what
Right,
I'm talking
right.
about? Which
No,
I've
hands
showed
down.
that. Well, which I've showed that so many times.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
People never said I wasn't smart.
Stop lying. Randy be on her.
What?
Stop. You always
and,
been
the,
smart. The
and the thing
smartest woman
about it,
in the
I
room.
don't think they ever
Randy was
really
in
say you
gifted
were smart.
classes.
No, I'm saying nobody ever said I wasn't smart.
Oh, said you
But I've
wasn't
never
smart. Oh,
gotten. But
no,
I've also gotten.
that
I've
is
also
true.
never
That
gotten.
is
Huh?
true. That
But
is
you,
true. So you said nobody said you was not smart.
Right.
You know, that is true.
But you
Got them
all,
all
but
fooled.
you also want to get to the point where you weren't standing on the block and doing all this other stuff, so they assume your smartness just went away. That's what it was because it ain't
Mm.
like I never did. I hung around. Every dude I hung around failed except me. You feel what I'm talking about?
Mm.
So I did calculus. I went to SEC. I ended up going. I passed my calculus class, statistics. So it's just like I feel what you're saying, but it was just some people judging the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Judging the
Yeah, but
cover.
I also never got that I was a pushover either. So I was a smart
You
little thug.
gotta have a healthy balance.
I was a smart thug.
I ain't gonna say you was no no, you know what? Yeah, yeah, you was. Y'all, cause y'all are fighting them, and y'all
Yeah,
can see.
you was in it was there. You could tell it
Yeah,
wasn't never
yeah,
there like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
it was
Good
just you
point, Eddie.
there. You was there, but you still going to sit back and like even I was speaking though without talking to your sister about certain with Siswella with incidents, and I told her I said I just didn't know you was capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that I had heard you had was a part of, and she was she talked about it, but it was just like not that you wouldn't. It just again giving you the like just you it wasn't in there. Put it that way. Didn't think
Right.
it.
But I appreciate y'all joining. I appreciate y'all holding the conversation while I had to answer the phone. So if y'all have anything y'all want to shout out, anything you want to add, I'll give you 2 minutes. Go for it.
I'm gonna be real brief. Hey, man, I appreciate the conversation. Had to jump on as soon as I heard you speaking. So
Thanks.
I appreciate the invite. You look very beautiful. I like your hair like that. I liked it when it was side and you had to twist it. That really like that's it. Because
But last week,
yeah, and I think the way your hair looks, it does highlight your facial features a lot more. So I like that look on you. Just to FYI. So okay.
thanks.
Hey Eddie, man, I appreciate. Hey, nigga, hey, we got to get together, man. It's always fun talking and hanging out.
Always, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm for
So
real. I'm trying to get some stuff going on with myself. I also I got like I deal with the high school and the and the Pop Warner. So it's like,
You coaching high school now?
Yeah, my son, he a
Man,
freshman
good
up
for
there.
you, dog.
He a freshman up there, so I'm dealing with them, and then I'm the president of Lyman Pop Warner. So
Okay.
then we just had a men's group last night that they breeding. I'm actually got a meeting tomorrow to get some college tours for kids and stuff like that. I'm out there, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always. But yeah, man, we definitely can link up.
He would be.
Hey,
He's looking to do a football camp also.
Oh
So
yeah, you got
Leroy would
you
be
got
a
a
great.
football camp coming up. Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, you're doing a football camp, but I'm
Okay,
saying Leroy would
yeah,
be a
yeah. I
good.
ain't know if you're talking.
yeah, let me know if you need help with that. But I got some. I think I could bring some kids through too for you, man. But
Hey, yeah, we finna do it.
When you need, if you need some donations for what you're doing,
definitely need it.
All right, let's link up, and then you know what I'm saying. I can throw between 300 to 500 at you. So
all right, that'll work. That'll
you
work.
know
I link up with you
Blacklists need some
definitely.
money too.
So so I'll definitely link up with you, man, real soon. Probably like the weekend or something. And just check back with you.
Yeah.
And you just let me know when. Because I'll let you know when the actual camp is.
Okay. Okay.
All
let
right.
me know. All right.
All right.
Appreciate you, Brandon. I got you. You for real about Blacklist?
Yeah.
All right.
We got an event coming up on the 18th in Tampa.
Let's talk on Friday.
Okay.
I do a donation. All right. I do a donation.
Birthday.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Later. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Also, I want to thank Jay for joining. Great conversation. I appreciate all of you. If you don't know, now you know.